This episode brought to you by Russian accents. Every actor thinks they can do a Russian accent.
Hello, everybody. We are watching Iron Man 2, and you listen to miscast commentary.
Da.
Welcome to Miscast Commentary's Movie Marathon.
Before we get started, does anyone want to get out?
With two guys actually crazy enough to get this done.
And I have a bow and arrow.
Now here are your hosts,
Language!
Joe Findlay and Todd Murray.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Findlay.
Todd Tebow, the Sailor Murray.
Those are the names. Our Marvel Marathon continues.
Yes, it does. Their second movie. Are you?
I'm frozen.
Oh, he's Frozone.
Yeah, so we are bringing you, just again, the reminder, we're talking about this
frozen
point.
like Stan Lee's body?
No.
Cryogenically frozen? Is that what you mean? Is that what you're doing there?
That's Walt Disney. Stan Lee.
Oh, yeah, he was blasted off into space.
We lost Stan, and we miss him. Excelsior.
Excelsior indeed.
I'm doing a Black Panther salute because it's not the
I'm
right
Zig
Black
Heiling.
Panther. Oh no. You were in that prom photo.
That's exactly.
That
I
is-
am the prom.
We were just talking about
fuck.
Literally not doing things that were so topical in that because we're so many months in
Oh my
advance.
God,
literally we just
forget.
brought up
I forget all the time.
we just brought up like three things that
Time.
happened like Stanley just died
Time
as
is
we're
all relative.
recording this. He died what 2 days ago.
The man is a legend.
So
He
fuck
really
you.
was, for real. Like, he was doing shit.
Yeah.
He's a pioneer in my friggin' eyes.
Oh, absolutely.
He had
Absolutely.
black
And I mean,
heroes, women heroes,
oh, for sure.
right? You know?
And he'd been doing it well, and he did the one thing that somebody brought up to me that was the most prescient thing, I believe, was the idea of creating characters that were outcasts, that were weird, that were like whatever, and then they were deemed special, like guys like Spider-Man.
Like short bus special?
No, but nerd, like Spider-Man's and like Peter Parker's a nerd, but he gets to be like
Right.
he
Just
gets
to
to be a
kiss a hot
superhero.
girl upside down.
Different versions of Thor. They just thought when he was on Earth, they thought he was just a crazy person.
You know how many
the
ceiling
X-Men
fans? How many
are-
ceiling fans I've destroyed trying to recreate the Spider-Man kiss?
Yeah, I know.
You know, like, my God.
I know my ceiling fan. That's why I don't have ceiling fans
That guy,
anymore.
the
I know
lighting's
exactly
just
how many you've destroyed.
pissed.
Ugh,
Come on, let's kiss Spider-Man style one more time. This one, it'll
Exactly.
work.
I know. But he really meant 69. He just didn't know that like it kept going.
Oh, I know now.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You figured it out.
Oh my fuck, did I ever?
You were sitting there. I was trying to. I
keep
couldn't.
coming back.
I was trying to think of one of the Spider-Man songs, but then it was, and they say that a hero, because with the dick in the mouth, which is, I'm pretty sure how the
Is that
Nickelback
one of the
portion of the
songs?
song went. Yeah, that was the one. It was, I can't remember that it was dude from Nickelback and then dude from other band that was popular for roughly
Puddle of
11
Mud.
months. No, it wasn't Puddle of Mud, but it's you're
Oh,
up the right
I know
alley.
the song. I know the song you're talking about. Yeah, awesome tune.
Yeah.
I rock that all the time.
Someone told me that was
You know, ever since
I
Avril
think that was
Lavigne
part
dumped
two.
his ass
Yeah.
because she married Lyme disease, he hasn't been the same.
She's like, yeah, she's a clone now. I think they said.
I
That's
think
the,
so.
That was like the rumors rolling around is that
Oh,
she
yeah.
died and like there was a clone or a
Well,
stand-in
no, they
or something like
used.
that.
No, what they did was they actually found the tick that impregnated her with Lyme disease, and after she had died, they squeezed him onto
Yeah.
one of those glass things
Yeah.
that you look at a microscope,
Yeah,
and they put her in the old human creaticizer.
yeah. But the good news is it's
She's
back
a
out
dog.
on tour. Sum 41 is back.
Oh yeah!
I don't even know how many Americans know.
Oh, they
Sum
do,
Sum
man. They're like,
41.
whoa! That one guy's gonna be like, holy shit, yeah!
Because it's like, yeah, if you've seen American Pie 2, you know Sum 41.
Oh my god!
Because I'm in too deep.
Oh yeah, I'd
Fuck
like
it.
to be in
Anyways.
Stifler's mom too deep.
Oh, I get it. Jennifer Coolidge. She's a comedy icon. Let's leave her alone. All right, guys, we got to get into this bad
Let's do
boy.
it.
Marvel is underway, and the only way to be the most underway is to press play.
Now.
Yeah,
Man, that was perfectly timed with your finger flick.
It worked pretty well. I'm not going to lie.
All the hours
So this
of
one,
rehearsing.
so this one's still under the Paramount flag.
It's
We were
not
talking
Marvel
about
yet. I don't see any Marvel pages flicking.
It's a Marvel Studios production. It's a Paramount distribution, and it wasn't until I believe it was Avengers that the Disney one came out. We talked about that.
Never mind.
last
Sorry,
week.
there it is.
Well, it's still a Marvel film. It's just not that. Something I didn't know actually before until I was researching the movie. This movie is written by Justin Theroux who wrote.
He was married to Jennifer Aniston.
Yes, he was married to Jennifer Aniston, but he wrote like Zoolander 2 and he wrote Tropic Thunder.
He wrote Tropic Thunder?
Yeah.
Oh my God, it rules.
And he was in things like Rock of Ages, American Psycho, Mulholland Drive. He was in John Adams' He was like the lead guy in Wanderlust in like the cult thing. Well, not cult, the community thing. So yeah, it was all very cool stuff. So we come in here to Russia. I'm assuming that wasn't just really poor typing on the Chiron there. I'm assuming that is Russian. This guy, I don't know, again, not knowing the comics very well, but like kind of like researching it all after the fact is always interesting. So the guy who is the dad here, who is slowly vodka dying, is
That's called Russian dessert, bro. Oh, there he is.
But that was in the comics, the Crimson Dynamo.
Crimson Dynamo.
So basically what they've done is they've made up this character of Ivan, who is a combination of the Crimson Dynamo and Whiplash, but really just comes in as Whiplash.
Oh, his old man's dying.
So he looks kind of like Dennis Franz.
Is that Paulie from Rocky, played by Dennis
No.
Franz?
Yes. Dennis Franz as Paulie, as Russian dad. with
that's
with
acting.
no English lines.
That is acting. Look at the chops they're putting.
I-
They did not show him enough in this movie to make him a viable bad guy. I remember that. I don't remember the movie because I didn't particularly like it very much.
I'm going to tell you, I just rewatched this not too long ago. It's better than I remember.
Right.
And well, this was actually the movie I was watching when I thought we should do this.
This was the one, eh?
Marvel-a-thon.
This was when Mickey Rourke was hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know,
The
he
wrestler
came off
had
the wrestler Sin City.
Yeah.
He fell off again pretty hard. Like he's drooling.
He comes
Jesus Christ.
He comes in waves.
Yeah,
This
let's get the scoots again. He's like,
is the one his grill that he has in. He paid for that himself because he just felt like his character needed it. And he's like, I'm not concerning myself with, waiting to get one. I'm going to go get the one I want and I'm going to just have it done.
And they were like, right on, Mickey Rourke.
Mm-hmm.
You're an Oscar winner.
So
you make the choice, character boy.
We're getting the,
oh, here he is. Yeah, we're just like Tony Stark, right?
Yeah, well, that's the idea. It's supposed to parallel a little bit, except he's kind of dressed exactly the way he was in the what's it called? I wanted to say the Dispensables, but the Expendables.
Expendables. So, he actually, in that scene, he looks like Stallone in like every movie he's ever been in.
Pretty much.
Got the sparks
Speaking of which,
the hair.
I was going through Netflix and I noticed that Escape Plan 2 is out with Stallone and Dave Bautista.
And Bautista.
Yeah, as Drax.
Oh, Scarlett Johansson.
You forget a lot about what was going on in this movie. It's like actually quite a deep movie. Like as far as how much is going on.
Look at the ring job this guy's always parrot, his favorite thing in the whole world.
He's bird. You bird.
You know what? Actually, he looks like Al Jorgensen from Ministry. Okay. That's true.
All right, I'll believe that. So Jon Favreau, the reason that this is the last one he directed, he got kind of the Avengers 2 Whedon treat. No, he got the Avengers 2 Whedon treatment, where the studio came in and had a lot of notes for, like, too many notes for him and too much going on. Like there's a large kind of side plot in this that they deal with, and they needed a lot of rewrites to kind of add more of that to this movie. And he's like, look, if I can't control the friggin' movie, I'm done. And he's like, but he's still on his he produced Iron Man 3, if I'm not mistaken. He's listed as an executive producer on Avengers and on every Avengers since.
I wonder if they do that to all their directors. Maybe that's what happened with Edgar Wright.
Yeah, I'm
just
sure.
like, come on, like now what the hell? We're in the middle of making this thing. You got all these notes.
Well, and it's a tough thing because I kind of understand both sides, and usually I don't want to understand the studio side. I'm like, let the artist work. But when you have this tapestry that you're trying to build, and especially right now, you're so early into it. You're literally the third movie. Now, yes, this is the second movie we've done. We've already discussed we're not doing Incredible Hulk, but the
They're like, what the fuck was the Hulk?
but this is the third movie.
Wait, was that an arc reactor he just made?
Yes.
Okay.
And they had the things, and it showed that his
God.
dad co-designed it with.
Every bad
Stark.
guy's got to have the same thing he's got.
Well,
It's
in
like friggin'
fairness,
Spider-Man.
his dad designed it, or helped
Holy
design it. So
fuck. Into the Spider-Verse, with like every Spider-Man that's ever been.
and Spider-Gwen.
Oh man, this is how I show up to every party.
This is
Lit, bro. Woo!
I would absolutely do this all the time. It's
And of course, it's got AC/DC coming out of his ass speaker.
that would be amazing. Is if it's only loud close to him.
Yeah.
See, he's still not that great at
He
flying,
is
though. He just
rocking
got
it
hit
out.
by a friggin'.
Oh, did he get hit by one of the pyros?
Yeah. I'm trying to decide though if they're trying because they look like fireworks right off the bat. So, but I was wondering if they were trying to sell us as this is like he's like receiving fire, like this was going into battle type
this
thing.
This is him like he gets too big for his britches in this one.
No, well he does, but this is the Stark Expo, and it's so it's just him appearing as Iron Man. I almost said Wonder Man for some reason. I think it's because I saw those women in the red and gold, and I was thinking Wonder Woman, and it threw me off. But
you were thinking, what
women.
a wonder that would be, man, if I could just stick my finger in one of those.
just one of them.
I'll figure it out.
You can pick for me.
My
I don't even
God.
I don't mind.
I'm gonna pick. I think I like the sassy black one I saw there. I think you can do a little black sass on you.
I agree.
Drip a little of that black cherry on you.
Okay, I think we've taken that too far.
Oh yeah.
Um,
There's white girls in there too. Come on now.
yeah. So
I
Tony,
also sexually harass white women.
awesome, good news. Equal opportunity.
Exactly. Come on, right?
Yeah, this
Not
is
a monster.
Well, this is Todd invented Me Too. He's like, I'm gonna make sure you can all say, "Hey, Todd harassed me?" Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
But yeah. So I guess for this movie to like kind of put on the idea that he's been Iron Man for some time and he's been learning to fight and all that, he put on 20 pounds of muscle.
How long after the first one is this one?
They don't give an exact number,
What
but
do
you get
you
an
think?
idea. I would say probably within the year. I would say maybe
I was gonna say like 3
6
years.
months to eat. Oh no, I don't think it's that
No?
long at all. Because you see Vanko reacting to him saying he's Iron Man.
20 pounds of muscle.
Yeah. So he did actually a pretty good job of kind of understanding where the character is in his life too right now. Like he learned some fighting styles and some stuff like that.
Well, because now he's got to up his game, right? Because now people know him. Speaking of putting on muscle,
Yeah.
did you see really quick the last thing that happened on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
No, I didn't.
Apparently he gained all this. He's ripped. And in the end, the main guy. And apparently he's gay.
Danny DeVito.
Yep, he's gay. And he did a big interpretive dance at the end. It was like a big thing. No.
They do lots of things.
You don't watch that show?
I don't.
That's a good show, man.
I don't. I like it, but it was just kind of like it's one of those
It's
things.
not like
that- it's
season
like,
13 for Christ's
I can
sake.
see an episode here, an episode there. It doesn't mean anything to me to see a whole season. It's
No,
like
no,
I get the
I
whole
agree
idea in
with
an
you.
episode.
I agree.
Yeah,
I stopped at like season 2 or 2 and a half, and I was like, okay, I pretty much got it.
yeah. It's like the guys disappoint the one guy. that's the deal.
The end.
You got
Anyways,
it.
but he put this really funny thing on like Twitter about like it was like, I can't understand why every human being on the planet doesn't do this.
Yeah.
He's like, it's 3 hours a day of working out, 3 miles of running. He's like, no alcohol, no booze, no this, no that, no bread, no sugar. He's like, the studio pays for 7 months of training with a thing. You know what I mean? It's just this big long. It's where it's like essentially he's like, it's impossible.
Yeah.
For a regular human being to get ripped like this is impossible.
Yeah.
Because these guys, 5 months before they had to film, Tony Stark went to a place. They paid for every penny. He worked his ass off, and then boom, here he is.
Well, even if they don't pay every penny, they have the money and they don't have to
anyways.
work.
Yeah.
It's not like they've got a 9-to-5 job that they're doing when they're not doing movies.
Their job is
So
to
it's-
prepare for the next movie.
Exactly. So it's like, oh, okay, my next movie's like 8 months away and it's a movie where I have to be all muscular. I guess I know what I'm doing. Nothing but chicken and brown rice.
Hey, there she
So-
is, Psylocke.
Yeah, we got Olivia Munn. Actually, you just brought up an interesting interesting point because Olivia Munn and one other cameo in this, two are people who have been in other Marvel movies, but really have nothing to do with this movie. They're just in it for a brief moment.
Oh.
John
Where are
Favreau.
they right there?
They're at the Stark Expo.
No, but where is that for real? Like,
in
that looks
New
like a
York.
crazy cool place.
Oh, I'm
Looks
sure.
like something in Tokyo, Japan, or something like
No.
some festival. Oh
Well,
my god,
They're claiming New York. I'm sure it's LA. I don't know.
York.
I don't know. So that kid, although I don't know if it's the same kid from the end of the movie, so maybe we'll talk about it a little bit later. You can see
there.
somewhere, if you're looking.
There he was.
Oh, it's a very quick shot there. You could see Seth Green.
No.
It's a frame.
Really?
It is a frame that you can see him in.
I missed
but
him.
he's there. They just wanted him on set. So here's the other one from Marvel. That's Kate Mara, who was in the newest Fantastic Four, arguably the best one, right?
Oh god.
And although I guess it's
I
really
know,
a
right?
crapshoot. It's like whatever one you want to choose is the best.
Oh, I like.
Go
her.
ahead.
Is this all she is in this movie?
This is literally it.
She was the beginning of her career right here.
This was pretty early. This was just her being the daughter of a rich
What's her name?
people, Kate Mara. But her and her sister
Mara.
Rooney Mara from like Girl with the Spider Tattoo
there
and
you
stuff
go.
like that.
She's cute.
Well, something I didn't know again until recently. They are the daughters of the owner of the New York Giants.
No,
So yeah, they're doing fine.
I thought they were like European.
No, they just have that kind of thing. I'm sure they're of European descent, but that doesn't mean anything but now. Gary Shandling.
Oh,
Let's talk
my
about how much I love
Lord.
Gary Shandling. He is passed, and I love him, and I just find him infinitely
So-
funny. And go watch fucking Gary Shandling's show, and go
the
go
Gary
watch all of
Shandling
those
show.
good things, man. They're so good.
So what this is? They're saying that he is a weapon. This is the government being like, "Hey, we want your shit."
They're saying you basically don't have the right to, with just complete unit. What's the word?
Immunity.
No.
Douchebag.
But anyway, just on his own, decide where he's going to attack
Vigilante.
Darren. When he's not even vigilante. He's like, no, I was like on his own decide. Like he's unanimous, not unanimous. It's
he's like Judge Dredd.
Yeah.
He can't be Judge Dredd. They're Judge Dredd.
yeah, exactly. But it's like you
Who made
can't
you
make.
God, Tony Stark?
I'm gonna finish the sentence sometime before the end of this episode.
Never.
But what's interesting is the idea now. Let's think forward to Captain America Civil War for a second, which Gary Shandling's also in, and the twist that happens with him in that one, where you find out he's a member of Hydra.
Oh, that's
So
right.
He is currently a member of Hydra in this one,
Ah.
and he's trying to get Iron Man's armor. For
Oh,
obvious
neat.
reasons.
That's a good. That's nice, actually.
So Sam Rockwell, we talked very briefly in the last episode that he was actually an original choice for Tony Stark. Well, not original choice, but originally considered for Tony Stark. Didn't get the job, but they really liked him, so they brought him on as the opposite of Tony Stark here. Originally, this role was meant to go to Al Pacino
Really?
because the character in the comics is an older man. But I think two things. They just did that with Obadiah Stane in the first one. So they didn't want like the older, like the like the mentor versus protege thing again, and they wanted somebody who was more of a peer to Robert Downey Jr. Somebody who's the same age, the same kind of like up and coming.
He's the dark
he's not
Stark.
up and coming, but he's a little bit of the dark Stark. That's a good way of putting it. But he was an easy choice to get into this because he had worked with Jon Favreau in Made. And he's actually friends with Justin Theroux. So he picked to do this movie sight unseen. He was just like, yeah, of course I'll do it. You're my buddies.
Cool.
I'll help you out. And he does an excellent job in this movie. He is so
He's always good.
he's
though.
so charming and so funny in the jerky like asshole way. Cheadle is his introduction into the mix. So basically Terrence Howard, Terrence Howard was the highest paid person in Iron Man 1. Not Robert Downey Jr.
What?
Well, because Robert Downey Jr. they pulled him out of a
He
fucking
was the
swamp.
star, though.
I know, but they pulled him out of a fucking swamp to do this, whereas Terrence Howard had just won an Oscar. So he had he had a little bit of pull behind him, and then basically they asked him to drop or to like take a little bit of a pay cut in comparison to what Robert Downey Jr. was making. Otherwise, they would have had to like raise him way over
Right.
crazy. And he just lost it. And he's like, no, it's unacceptable. And then they're like, okay, well, you're perfectly replaceable because I have another awesome actor
Yeah.
here who's willing to,
I
and who
thought-
takes on the role way better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think he's better too. I thought that Stark was making mad cash from the beginning, or was that only when the Avengers started?
That was when Avengers started.
Ah, okay.
So he, they weren't offering a lot of money back then. I heard that originally, Mickey Rourke was offered like $150,000 to do this movie, and he had just done The Wrestler.
What the fuck?
And
this is a sequel to a hella
Yeah.
popular movie.
Well,
150 grand.
well, let's be clear too, though, that the, like it's still so early in the thing. Like nobody was still fully aware that this was going to work yet, because Incredible Hulk did not do nearly as well as Iron Man. So you've already had the good one, and then it dipped down, and now you're doing this one, and it's kind of like everything's on the table, and it's like we'll see how it goes, and maybe it'll do better, maybe it'll do worse.
Right.
I
Well, you
want that
can't
phone
expect
so
by
bad.
somebody seeing it comes out next week.
Yeah,
That's the new Samsung Holophone.
fine.
Do you think who's going to come out with that? Okay, is it going to be Apple?
No.
Or I think it's going to be like Yahweh or whatever it's called.
Huawei, yeah, it's gonna be.
Wow.
It's gonna be
What
somebody
company is this? Like, we never even heard of this company.
Huawei, they're a Chinese company. They've been around for a little while, but I honestly thought they were just like some kind of knockoff phone.
That's
but
what
now
I
they're
thought
taking their
too.
shit kind of seriously.
Yeah, no. Yeah, now I saw them. Every time I walk through and there's like a store, you're like, well, there's there's the first Ed 209.
Yeah. No way. Huawei. That's ours. This one, oh, that was brutal. Which they just showed it. They had the where watch this. That's the guy in the suit, and he broke his back, like he just snapped himself in half. I was like, that is extra disgusting. But I like the idea too. He actually mentions the point in here about being potentially accepting the role of Secretary of Defense. In the comics, he does become the Secretary of Defense. So that's the thing. That's what's really interesting about the Marvel universe, and I don't think that it's shared as much in the DC comic universe. I really don't know, but like Marvel, everything is always intertwined, which is probably why they were so good at doing it with the movies.
Right.
But like if you're like reading a Spider-Man episode that's got nothing to do with the Avengers or anything like that, you'll still see like if there's like a thing that's showing like audio from the radio or something, it'll say Secretary Stark is made this decision today or whatever.
Right.
Whatever. It's like it's always on point. Like every little thing is there, you know.
Did you see Gary Shandling in the interview? He was like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Oh, he's so
Because
good.
he just fucked him over because he's in Hydra.
Yes.
I forgot
in
about that. What
Hydra.
a nice little thing right there to go back and see, right?
I know.
It's a neat little
It is cool to kind of come back
Easter
and
egg.
watch all
Is it an Easter egg? Is it a little...
It's not an Easter egg so much because I don't know that their plan was to make him Hydra until later or what.
Oh, don't take it away from that. It probably was.
Yeah.
Look at this thing.
Yeah. See,
Whoa.
it's a cool idea and it's a cool looking thing, but maybe I would consider covering up more of my body if I was fighting a man who was all iron.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
He's so good, he's planning on not getting hit.
Yeah, that's in the Russian. Although he's Russian, you could literally chop off an arm and it wouldn't even be that much of a bother to him. He's just like,
Just stick the stump in the snow. You're good to go.
Give me your arm back.
I take him with me.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, he's still in it. Oh, you knew he was going to be in. He's a favorite, that arm. I'm surprised they didn't name it and give it a credit for this episode.
I heard that after this one, the third one was going to be a buddy cop movie with that arm being his sidekick.
Yeah, that probably. You could see in the background just the beginnings of the amount of suits that he has. You can see his original Iron Man suit there from the desert, and then the prototype silver one that Terrence Howard went like, next time, baby. And then his first two suits.
Right.
And then we're seeing, this is actually an interesting little twist on the story of this, like, hey, this thing's killing me.
That's that's the actual Vision, right?
Yes, that is Paul Bettany doing the voice. And I was almost going to say Jude Law, and I know that's not the case. It's
Close enough.
I'm actually kind of afraid now that in the last episode I said Jude Law, but I don't think I did.
Let us know.
Yes.
Did he say it?
Yeah.
Should he be terrified?
I'll find out when I edit it. If I do say it, I'm literally gonna dub over it because I don't want anybody to know. But I'll make it obvious. I'll make it
of time. Just leave it.
I'll make it really obvious though, where it'll just be
God.
like, and this is Paul Bettany.
Look at how good Pepper Potts looks looking better in this movie.
She
or
does.
Is she showing
looks...
off a little more? Is it the red hair or?
I think they purposefully made her a little bit more mousy because she was she's an assistant, and at this point she's still an assistant, but she's kind of in charge of him. She knows who's the boss in this house.
She's the Angela.
Angela.
We all know Angela was the fucking boss.
And he is Tony, so we
exactly.
Get
oh my God.
This is so
well. Oh shit.
And I can only assume that robotic arm is Mona.
Yep.
Mona.
It does have a pleasure feature on it, so you'll be Mona and
that'd be amazing. You could see it practicing in the back, just going.
I've seen. There's like right in the middle squirts like lubricant.
Well, we've just reinvented that fucking thing.
I've seen that picture like at the It store and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know, places where they have the posters, and sometimes you can see a half-naked chicken.
Now,
there.
did you say It store because an It store still exists, or did you say It store because that's the only thing you can think of, and it's from like our past 20 years?
That
ago?
is it.
Okay,
that's
cool.
exactly it right there.
All right, cool.
I think it was in like that. There's the one in the. It's like the It store, only they have T-shirts. Yeah. It's at the mall. It's not Spencer's. It's the other one. What the hell's the name of it?
Yeah,
Journeys.
No, I know which one you're talking about.
It's over down near the thing.
Yeah.
Did you try that crazy ice cream, the roly-poly?
No.
What craziness.
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Holy God. You need to go to the mall and check that shit out.
We're going to go to the mall, guys.
See ya.
Next episode.
No, we'll bring it with you.
Next episode. We're going to be at the closed mall.
Okay, so say you get like cookies and cream. It's a total frozen flat top grill. They put one cookie. They're probably saving a shit ton of money on like contents of your thing. Yeah. Anyways, they pour the solution, like the cream and whatever, and they start mixing it and chopping it, and it turns into ice cream. Then they flatten it, and then when they scrape it off, it's in like a roll.
Oh,
so
you're
it's like
talking
super thin ice cream in a roll.
You're talking like Marblestone?
No, it's like Marblestone, only like the new.
Oh,
it's called Roly Poly.
I'll have to go check it out.
It's neat.
I'm
it's
on my
neato,
way.
bro.
Okay.
You're gonna love it.
And I say Marblestone, I know Cold Stone Creamery exists, and that's like the US one, but Marblestone's what we got here.
Marble slab.
Marble slab? Whatever.
They don't want to get sued. Same concept.
Yeah. Exactly. Just it's fancier because it's marble.
What's happening is he
just gave her the business. Essentially, he's like big, like to save.
An asshole.
Well, no, to save.
Oh, you mean literally?
Yeah, he literally to save her. She or to save the business because like stocks were going to drop because of her, or because of him being Iron Man and stuff like that. This Asian guy, Jon Favreau, confirms in the director's commentary, I think it is, that he's actually a member of the Ten Rings. So they were trying to build kind of a thing that the Ten Rings have been behind everything because the Ten Rings are the people who kidnapped him in the first place and like all that kind of stuff. So
that guy kind of looked like Kylo Ren. That Asian dude.
Yeah, Asian Kylo Ren.
He looked like Asian Matrix Kylo Ren.
I was just going to say he also looked a little bit like Asian Keanu Reeves. Nice. Look at all those weights. Those sick-ass weights.
That's what our freaking office is going to look like.
Yeah.
When we're rich, Jon Favreau will be in there getting his ass kicked by some guy that sort of looks like Robert Downey Jr.
This always reminds me of that thing when he was in Friends and decides that he wants to be the ultimate fighting. He's like a billionaire. He's basically Tony Stark and then decides he wants to become the ultimate fighting champion. So Scarlett Johansson was so serious about getting this role, she actually dyed her hair red before she got the role just to prove like how into it she was and stuff like that.
Whoa.
Yeah. And she is looking fine.
She is looking pretty fine, actually.
I'm not a fan. Emily Blunt was actually originally cast as Black Widow, but she had to drop out because she had like scheduling conflicts. She was doing Gulliver's Travels and couldn't get out of it, or couldn't get out early enough, or whatever it was for the schedule. So she had to drop out. And then just this little nobody named Scarlett Johansson ended up getting the role instead.
Where was she at this point in her career?
Well, she had done Lost in Translation. She had done.
Man, she was hot in that one too.
I think her best movie is definitely that one where Topher Grace. She falls in love with Topher Grace, who becomes Dennis Quaid's boss, and Dennis Quaid is her dad.
Oh my God, who hasn't fallen in and out of love with Topher Grace at some point in their lives?
I know. I feel like it's coming like crazy.
Topher.
Young Favreau.
Yeah, he's still like.
He still looks pretty much exactly.
When
the same
did this
to
movie
some
come
weight.
out?
2094. I don't remember, to be honest with you. I've got it written down somewhere.
She got a Russian
I
accent
didn't
going
write
here
it
or
down.
no?
She doesn't, but it's part of her whole thing. Like, it's even in the comics. She's like a perfect linguist and stuff like that. She can.
This is her, right?
She is.
Whoa.
I am just kind of confused why she had lingerie photos that he could find. Like, it's part of her.
She modeled in Tokyo.
Yeah, I get it.
It's probably just for her bio.
Boom. Yeah, it was
Whoa.
probably they probably like placed a lot of things that would make her attractive to him.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep.
But I like that. And again, this is I'm glad that I didn't know a lot about the comics, because I knew of Black Widow, but it would not have occurred to me in a million years that this was Black Widow. Like, so I was really happy about that. And then you start to hear about the other things, and I look it up and I'm like, oh, hey, that's cool.
This movie, I think, needs requires a repeat viewing after the whole thing, just like we're doing right now.
I think they all do, because you get little things here.
We're going to see little things just like this, but this one's a little bit like, I think this one might be a little bit specialer.
Yeah, well, Thor's
as in, I don't know whether the whole thing was planned out yet. They're just kind of like, hey, what if we just maybe they are planting a couple seeds here.
Yeah, they're definitely planting seeds here. And then Thor, which is our next movie, you see more seeds planted for like other little things and stuff like that. I was doing some research and finding little bits and bobs here, and I'm like, oh shit. So like, yeah, there's a lot going on. So I get through all the movies, but so nice.
I know he is looking good in that suit, isn't he? Is that the Iron Man suit in the briefcase?
Yes, but we
Pretty
don't know
light.
that at this point. Yeah, well, this one's like, you got to think the metals in these movies are all they do the same thing with all of them, right? Like between like adamantium, well, not adamantium's quite heavy, but like the all the other ones, they're like, they're super light and super strong. It's what they do in like everything, even
nanobites,
even like Mithril and like Lord of the Rings.
I kind of believe Mithril more than I believe this nanobot technology shit.
Nanobots happening. So we've got Elon Musk here, the real.
That's really him,
the real deal. Mm-hmm. That electric jet idea was actually a real idea that he had and was trying to.
That was awesome.
But now he's like out at Tesla. Something I forgot about.
He's not out.
Well, he's not out.
He's just no longer their poster boy. That company will not run without him.
No, absolutely
They will not fire Elon Musk.
No, never. But the and then we get Leslie
Hey,
Bibb,
there she is.
who was in the first one and is Sam Rockwell's significant other.
Oh, they're together in this one, eh?
No, they're not. They're not together in this. She was doing a story on him, but then more interesting people are coming, and now her interest is waning. It's a good way of putting it, I think.
Oh, she's done with him.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like, it was Tony Stark.
So hot.
And when LeBron walks in, she's gonna leave Tony.
Oh, fucking LeBron!
Come on now.
Stop taking your talents to South Beach. I know that. This isn't, now that he's like got like that even extra fame and he's more in the public, I feel like this is the most like, this is real Robert Downey Jr. in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Where he's like, okay, people have been hounding me all fucking day. I'd really like just like a
I was getting pissed
and stuff like that. And he's like, so I'm just going to speak shittily to you.
It's the only way people speak to me. I love it.
Hammer needs a slot. I love that line.
Hammer needs MC Hammer does need a new slot. Oh, he's at 53%.
Yeah.
How far can you go? You think right now after 50%, you'd probably be starting to get fucked up.
How toxic would your blood be?
Oh, it still tastes like human blood.
Tastes pretty toxic.
Kind of, yeah. Oh, fuck. How long has he got here before...
Oh, he dies in the next scene.
Oh, man.
You don't remember any of this.
Not at all.
Oh, man.
Is he talking to me or you? Fuck.
I think he was looking directly between us.
Oh
my
thank God.
Nick Fury, what are you doing here?
Hold on to your butts.
You to watch the
I
movie,
always am.
motherfucker. That was the best I got. I apologize. I got nothing.
It's like he was in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here we go. This is where Buddy shows up, I think, right?
Yeah, well, shortly, yeah. He was supposed to originally be driving like the Stark car was supposed to be the same color as the Iron Man suit. But then he found this blue and white car and he fell in love with it and he's like, change everything. I want this car.
So she's just pretending. What's her deal here, you think?
She is monitoring Stark, essentially. It's like she knows
she hasn't. Is she still Russian baddie?
No, she's a member of S.H.I.E.L.D. Well, this all gets let in. I don't know why I'm saying any of it. We can just let this all happen organically. But no. This reminds me of a guy I work with.
I don't remember what happens in this one.
Yeah.
And I'm clearly asking all the right questions.
You're asking all the questions to which there are answers because this is a coherent movie.
Later, yeah, exactly, yeah.
It's actually what's actually kind of nice though is this is actually a good way of telling you that this is a well put together movie. It's like, oh, that's gonna come back later, so don't you worry about it. That was like
that's good to know.
That was like my argument against Caddyshack being a good movie. If you asked about certain things and you're like, oh, when is this gonna come back? You're like, oh, it never will. Don't worry about it. Like this was a cocaine thought that they're done with.
No script has the amazing competency and coherence of Thanksgiving.
Oh my God.
I think every movie should be. How the fuck did he get? Oh, I guess if he can make that arc reactor, he could probably fake an ID to get into the F1 races.
Well,
here.
no, the guy from the 10 Rings got him all that ID stuff.
I'm sure he's good with electronics, not so good with the Xerox machine.
Yeah. Terrible with toothpick too. Yeah. Why do you
Gums
use a
are
toothpick?
always bleeding.
Why do you use a toothpick when you have gold fronts?
He's picking up.
I don't even think you can pick those though.
He
it's
used
just
to
one
smoke.
Piece, isn't it? Oh, I see. He's just got the fixation.
He used to be a big
on.
fatty, and he's thinking about double burgers.
Do you know how many times he'd have been tackled by now before he even got out that door?
Shit.
Is like just because you work there, or like, or your people are under the impression that you work there, doesn't mean that you're allowed out on the track while the race is on. That's not a thing.
Did he had to expose his chest?
Yeah.
Always
burning
the thing right
well, he had to
off.
turn on the thing, right?
Yeah, he is really exposed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I do not think that he would have a chance against Iron Man.
No. But his blood's so toxic, maybe that's his in. I don't know.
Ooh, it's like when you poison. Is Tony in that? No, he's in the blue one.
Yeah, he's in the blue one.
You just had to test it out. That guy's dead.
Yeah, I know. That reminds me. I remember the first time I saw one of the crashes that like fully like killed somebody like that, and I was just like, oh my God, like that guy's definitely dead. Oh no, no, actually I thought he was totally alive because usually the ones that kill you are the weakest. Like
The
Dale
ones
Earnhardt
that don't look very bad.
Yeah, like Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s accident did not look, or not Dale Earnhardt Jr., he's still alive. Dale Earnhardt Sr., when he crashed, it didn't look that bad. Like it looked
didn't.
hard.
But it didn't look like when they flip along the fence and...
Exactly. It wasn't like the end of Talladega Nights where they're flipping through a commercial break. Which still makes me laugh.
You know what? Even though 2 guys just died right here, there's going to be like 14 more crashes later anyway. So like they're just getting to it early.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this isn't even a black flag situation. This is a yellow flag.
They're like, okay, we're gonna just keep running laps. Just go about half speed.
So a lot of this was taken from other comics. The fact that he, like the fact that he's attacked in this fashion.
Shit.
The fact that he's like attacked and kind of defeated in this fashion, and also the fact that he gets into like an accident at a race like
That's
this, and
pretty
Happy
badass.
has to come save him. Yeah, it is pretty cool. It reminds me of that scene that Michael Bay uses in all his movies where all the cars are flipping, and they used it in like Transformers and like
every Michael
Bad
Bay
Boys,
movie,
I think. Yeah.
And upcoming Bad Boys 3 will have 4 of those.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody just did like a random piece of art, and I don't think there's any truth to it, but it was Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Jamie Foxx, and Denzel Washington all on the cover of it. But it was like such a poorly done.
Where
thing.
did you go? I met.
Boom. Oh, he cheated. It's if you don't have laser whips, then it doesn't count.
See, this is the problem when people know your identity.
That's exactly
This has
it.
made him weak.
Well, and that's what kind of reminded me, because I knew prior to the first Iron Man that people knew who he was, because I remember seeing like even like the cartoons and stuff like that, and everybody always called him Mr. Stark even when he had the Iron Man costume on, and I'm like, that seems like a really bad idea. That being said, the fact that the alternative is writing characters so stupid that they can't tell that Clark Kent is Superman, like,
I know.
so, I mean, like,
that's just ridiculousness.
yeah. Like, people not knowing Spider-Man or Batman or any of these ones. I get
cool.
that. Masks and voices and what have you, but, like, I really liked this, too. This is how much, like, I appreciate Happy so much more because of this scene. He's like, I just work for this dude. But, yeah, I'll totally murder this dude for you. Not
he
a
should
problem.
be dead.
Yeah. One would assume. I was trying to scare. Again, a lot of improv and stuff like that going on. I don't understand how the machine moving is indication that he's alive.
He's part of it. He controls.
He's one with it.
Whoa! I'm sure that would have just killed him, even though he's got that thing. Like, they hit him right in the midsection.
Yeah, exactly.
And now they did it again. He is Russian, though.
At the very least, the pain from a crushed pelvis would kind of be incapacitating. I really don't like Mickey Rourke's face.
In general?
He's
Holy
so
fuck.
plasticed up. Like go and look at a picture of him from like 9.5 weeks or something like that, and then just like, what did you do to yourself, man? Let yourself age naturally. That's the nice double standard of being a dude, isn't it?
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what I
here's
was
the old one.
Yeah.
Well, just give me 15 minutes there, Whiplash.
That'd be amazing. He's like, he
We'll
just
be in
whips him
there.
in the face, and it's like end of day. It's like, why did I make the mask go on last? It's like, 'cause it's dramatic, I guess.
Oh, he's getting geared up.
Mhm.
Yeah, well, Whiplash is... Oh, it's over, Whiplash.
Yeah.
Done. The movie's a half an hour episode. Like, yeah. The rest of the 1 hour is just the credits.
Yeah, for sure. All the action scenes for the movie, they were storyboarded by the guy's name's Jendy Tartakovsky, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Let me see his name. Oh, that's the guy that does Samurai Jack.
He does do Samurai Jack. Good for you, because I wouldn't have known that in a million years.
I love that show.
He did Samurai Jack, Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, and Clone Wars.
And Transylvania.
Okay.
Or
Hotel Transylvania, yes.
I think.
Yes, he did. Good for you.
Whoa.
Wow, I'm very impressed that you just kind of knew that off the cuff. Like, that's me doing...
Right when you said the name, I was like, I know that name. Yeah, that's Samurai Jack, yo.
Yeah,
yeah.
but he storyboarded all of the action sequences for this movie.
No shit.
So, like, yeah.
I love... You know what? You just reminded me. That's a show to get, like, all the episodes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm still trying to get through it. Like, trying to get through everything. I don't know what I do with my life. I should just never buy movies or video games and just watch wrestling like I always end up doing.
Yeah, exactly.
And screaming at the TV.
Well, don't scream at the TV.
Don't tell me how to fucking
I
listen
saw,
with my TV.
speaking of wrestling, I just saw the first trailer for Wrestling with My Family.
Oh, yeah.
The Rock produced, Stephen Merchant directed
About
movie
Paige's,
about Paige. Yeah, looks funny. Looks good.
I just saw one little thing.
Yeah, it looked. I was actually quite impressed with Nick Frost is in it as like I'm assuming Big Brother and stuff like that. It was quite interesting.
Did he just solve your problems there, Tony Stark?
Yeah, I don't know.
Is he going to go back and use that guy? He just defeated the main bad guy already.
Never trust a Russian with anything, especially in this current climate we're in. But the other part of it is never stick something foreign in your chest. It's the same rules as ass.
Yeah.
If you have a giant hole in your chest, it's anything you wouldn't stick in your ass, don't stick in your chest. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, well. So that big black dildo's going right into my chest tonight.
Yeah. Just vibrating around.
Call it Moose.
It's a heart massager. I like to.
Ooh, he's all ripped.
I like the scars too. Like his makeup and stuff is really cool. But again, I just cannot get past the face because he looks like a grizzled Russian who's had a bunch of work done.
So he looks exactly how he should.
No, but like it's again, his face should be like all leathery and stuff, but it's all tight and.
He's had a lot of work done, especially after his boxing career.
Yeah.
At least he came back though. It's not like CM Punk. It's over.
Oh, poor bastard. Stop.
Don't tell him what he did wrong so he can get it right the next time when he breaks out of prison and comes after you again.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's only like 10 minutes into the movie. Like, fuck, dude.
Yeah, exactly. Don't you understand how these things work?
Holy Christ.
Superheroes, they don't have like bad guys that they just wipe off the planet. They have arch nemesis.
I've got one of those.
People who die.
I have 2 of them.
Yeah, you have 3 now, fucker.
Well, all right.
Actually, I assume I was
Get
yours.
in line, motherfucker.
I was in really brutal traffic, and Todd was waiting a very long time for me to get to this recording session.
It's all good. I got fuck all of you.
Today was the first snow.
Shit.
Today was the first major snow
Oh,
in St.
yeah.
Catharines.
Yeah.
So
remember back
Canada.
when you hear this,
Yeah.
you'll be like, oh, I remember where I was that day when everybody went insane because there was like a little drizzle of snow.
Not enough local listeners to deal with that. We got our fans in Virginia and San Francisco and stuff like
They're
that.
like, what's
Shout
snow?
out. Yeah, it's something. Don't worry about it.
Shout out to Virginia. What
It's
what
like
did you
it's
say?
like cocaine that you can pee in. What?
And then eat.
And then eat.
They tell you not to, but come on.
Yeah, I agree.
So what's this guy's problem?
Well, he's basically trying to, for lack of a better word, discredit Iron Man. Like he went and like kind of he didn't take him out, but he made him look bad, and he's like, so that hurts you, and in his brain, that's good enough to like up his own value, or at least the name of his father that nobody seems to know. Originally, that's actually something that's not true, by the way, is palladium the metal is not that toxic to humans, and it would not kill you if it was in your body like that.
If you had it stuck in your heart or almost sticking into your heart.
No, according to IMDb, the scientists section of it, no, that's not the case. But
the
yeah,
scientist section.
But yeah, the all the tattoos and stuff were like studied by Mickey Rourke and stuff like that. And I guess originally that character, or like the character he's based on, whatever, has a Loki tattoo as well. But they just left that one out on purpose because they didn't want to think that once Thor came out that these two characters were actually connected in the universe and stuff like that. And so they didn't want to bother. They didn't.
Oh, Starks, she's disappointed in you.
I like that this private plane still has like this food. Or did he bring it from wherever? I don't know. That looks like something Gwyneth Paltrow would eat, though, if you're being honest. Right?
Yeah, it actually does.
It looks like something that she'd put on like her Goop website and then be like, "Oh yeah, like
this counts as a cleanse because you'd be shitting."
Do this while 2 like Taiwanese children fist you, and then you will and then you'll live till you're 150.
It's probably sprinkled with something that bubbles up from Mariana's Trench that has to be filtered through, a diamond encrusted, bowl. While a shaman does a seance over it.
Yeah, the vinaigrette is made out of filtered astronaut piss.
Yeah, exactly. So good for you.
It is.
So good for your skin.
It is wonderful.
Oh, he's trying to fire her.
No,
he's too hot for
duty. He's trying to get her to take a vacation so we can fuck. That's what he's really getting.
He's trying to get her out of there.
There was rumor that Edward Norton Jr. was going to be in this as Bruce Banner. But I'm guessing that the negotiations to get him to appear in Avengers and stuff like that weren't going well enough by the time this came out, so they decided to forego that.
Oh, I thought you were about to die there or something.
There was something that was kind of like I had kind of like a burp building, and I'm like, no, I'm just trying to talk right now.
Note.
Get out of my system.
He's got a sexy secret note to meet me in the showers.
Reminds me of Oz. Remember when Adebisi is like sending notes back and forth, and then he like whips his dick out in front of the girl on death row, and then she's like, "But you're an N-word," and he's like, "Suck my dick, bitch," and he's like starts like just losing his mind, and he's.
Suck my dick from all the way over there.
Yeah.
So somebody slipped him some explosive mashed potatoes.
Yeah. Which is just mashed potatoes.
His roommate.
This is not good news for him.
Oh, weird.
This is like that guy doesn't look that smart, but he must know what's up. He's like, "Oh, I'm about to be a fake dead body, right?"
Oh, a real dead body.
Oh.
Whoa.
They don't have a regular.
This guy's got a lot of people
keys
on his side here.
Yeah.
Aren't they going? You might as well just let him out, because how in God's name did he get the explosive mashed potatoes into his cell in the first place?
Well, that prison guard delivered the.
That's what I'm saying, but they're going to know somebody opened the door from the inside. So why not just open the door?
Yeah, exactly. Just open it. I like the. Hey, buddy, what's going on?
Whoa, dead.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the thing that kind of interests me in this, too, again, is it just because he's Russian or whatever? Because they don't seem to, like, there's nothing that suggests that he would be a good fighter.
Right.
So it's just like, oh, he's a guy who's the son of a scientist who basically used his dad's like stuff to build something, but also he could just like snap a guard's neck like nothing. Yeah.
He was snapping his fingers.
So a little more Elon Musk thing. This airport hangar or whatever it is. This is actually a SpaceX airport hangar. So this is they do a lot of the bulk of his work out of this thing. So
is Elon Musk?
Yeah, Elon Musk like put this on loan for him. I guess he likes the ego of being like the real life Tony Stark, and he's like, well, I got to be involved.
That's kind of neat. I kind of dig that.
Yeah,
he's got part of the movie. You know, I guess they would have launched it from there. Mm-hmm. There's a Tesla vehicle with a dude in a spacesuit. They just passed Mars recently.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Cool, because I saw the actual launch and I watched it for like 2 hours. I was watching forever because they had the live feed.
I forgot it even happened until I saw it on my little news. I get Elon Musk news all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I dig Tesla. I dig the company. I dig what they stand for. Mm-hmm. And I honestly think that the government has it out for them.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like every day it's like sanctions and they're being sued and like for the littlest things that none of these companies, because you know why? Because he's not paying them off.
Well, there's a few things going on too. One, it's the whole who killed the electric car thing again.
Big oil.
It's the big oil thing, which they're now kind of powerless to stop because people are aware of it. And then the other part is he's a part of creating these self-sustaining rockets that can land themselves so you can refill them and all that. And they're now what the government's going to be paying for launching people into space. So it's like this guy's got us over a barrel like 3 times already.
Yeah, they don't like that kind of shit.
No,
This guy, he even eats. Oh, he just took his toothpick out. He even eats with a toothpick in his mouth. Oh my God, he does. Like it's suddenly back in.
It's like
it's gonna be gone.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, how the cigar keeps just reappearing and stuff like that. I like him with his hair up like that. I don't know, like with his hair down, it's like he looks that much more like fucked up in the face. Like his face looks rounder or something like that. I don't know what it is.
Good old Mickey Rourke, the only character in Sin City that didn't need makeup.
He's like somebody that they were doing like an experiment on, like Richard Linklater, like growing style, where it was just kind of like, let's let this guy sit for a while and become like a grizzled asshole and then put him back into the scene and like.
Oh, like where they filmed that kid for 17 years.
Yes. So he asked for his bird. The bird is another thing that Mickey Rourke paid for out of pocket because he knew about like this guy wanting his bird and stuff like that. And he's like, I'm going to go pick my bird. It's like he wanted like, which is kind of cool though. He wanted like so much input on his
character. A lot of character stuff.
Yeah. And he's just like, you know what? I'm not even going to wait for you. I'm just going to do it myself. Is that a Jack Skellington?
Oh, it kind of does look like a skeleton. Oh, he's hanging around. Ladies are talking to each other on the phone, pretending like they're talking to somebody else.
But really, they're talking.
You look in your dress. No, you look in yours.
I'm never not angry at seeing a real news person show up
like in a movie. I like that.
On a movie. I don't, and the reason why. It would work perfectly well if it was just some random day player actor, so like being a news person. And 2, I'm like, do you not have something better to do than pretend that Iron Man is real?
Come on now.
Like it's bad enough, like cause fucking Bill O'Reilly was already in this thing, but then like now you get the serious ones like Christiane Amanpour.
Now you're gonna poo-poo Al Roker being in Sharknado.
No, that was fitting.
And the rest of the Today Show gang.
That shit was on point.
Terrence Howard tearing it up. He even looks like a different guy in this movie. That's how good of an actor he is. That's why he gets the big bucks.
He was he had made a lot of plans for what he was going to do for his character for this, but like he kind of just made the conscious decision to just kind of continue what Terrence Howard was doing in the first one and like slowly let it evolve through the movie and into like the next ones that he's in and stuff like that.
Oh, Tony's all bummed out. Took a whooping.
He was very drunk.
Oh yeah,
fell off that wagon.
Now, he's just been sitting in the car like all day.
There's a there was a photo of young Mickey Rourke being arrested. That is an actual photo of Mickey Rourke being arrested.
Nice.
So I was like, that's
one of many.
Well, it's kind of funny because they had Robert Downey Jr. like young photos, and it's easy enough to just throw one of those in, Photoshop it or whatever. But they're like, oh, we need like a mugshot of him. Oh, why don't we just use one of Mickey Rourke's actual mugshots?
Yeah, just pick from the scrapbook.
Yeah, exactly.
Things burning up in there like some old burnt floppy.
Yeah, it is.
He's got to upgrade. He's going to need that Russia tech.
Had Leisure Suit Larry on it. That's why he acts the way he
waste.
does.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like if he put an Encarta encyclopedia disc in there.
Hold his breath the whole time?
Yeah. Well, I don't know that he has to hold his breath. It probably is just quite painful, and it's how he's choosing to cope. So this movie, they gave this movie a $200 million budget, which for an early movie in the franchise and all that, that's actually quite good. It made $312 million domestic. And usually we only count the domestic, but I'm actually going to do the worldwide for these ones because I want to compare them all. So it made $623 million worldwide.
What does the first one make?
I've got that right here, actually. Iron Man 1 made $585 million worldwide. So it made more. Iron Man 2 made more money worldwide, but it made less domestic. It made $6 million less than Iron Man 1.
It's not bad.
It's not bad, but again, it's that kind of thing. It's like you got to imagine how scared they were. Like, and seeing how the Star Wars people are dealing with Solo.
Right.
Is exactly the same thing. It didn't have it like you didn't get the high end result you wanted. Like you wanted this like blow everything out of the water result, and then all of a sudden it gets scary, and everybody's like, oh, go in and rein it all in. This movie in week 1, it was number 1. It beat the movie's Maid of Honor, Baby Mama, Harold and Kumar's Escape from Guantanamo Bay, Forgetting Sarah Marshall, 21. Week 2, What Happens in Vegas and Speed Racer came out, but it stayed number 1. It moved to number 2 in week 3 when Chronicles of Narnia, Prince Caspian came out, and then moved down to number 3 in week 4 when Kingdom of the Crystal Skull came out.
Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Well, it's kind of interesting because like I always like when we look back at our 80s movies and seeing what was out around that time and stuff, but it's really interesting to see these newer ones and see what was kind of out at these times too.
I like Speed Racer. That was good. Yeah. I think that was a very underrated film.
Yeah, but something that is kind of that I'm noticing as I've been researching the newer movies, a lot of times, not a lot of great movies all at once, but like, when we do like we do an 86 movie and we do like the top 10 and every movie's a movie we love.
Yeah.
Like there's a huge difference in the things. You can see where studios are really putting their money behind as far as marketing and stuff like that. Cause like I look through the 80s movies and I know everything about like the top 20 movies. I know who was in it. I know who directed it. I know what it's about, the whole deal. I'm looking at some of the new ones. I'm like, I honestly don't know what this is. Like What Happens in Vegas, I don't remember it. I don't remember
What Happens
Maid of Honor.
in Vegas sounds like something that Seth Green has a guest starring role in.
That's this.
Maybe it stars Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
What happens? Who do you think? What the fuck is What Happens in Vegas?
I don't remember. I'll look it up later, and I still won't care. But
this sounds like the type of movie where, like, oh man, like my crazy stepsister's been found in Vegas, and we got to go pick her up, and then insanity, craziness ensues.
It sounds very road trip.
Yeah,
but
what the hell is she doing in his room all alone? He's got his shirt off. What's got on now?
Well, she's
kicking at his eye.
Her job is to keep an eye on him and be sexy enough that he wants her close. Right,
a little too close.
Well, it's interesting because like when you get that twist later on. Sorry, guys, but the because right now it just seems like she's like a foil to Pepper, that he might cheat on her or leave her for this girl, and then you find the twist of that's not what's going on at all, and she's actually just doing all this so she can be close enough to him to
report back to One Eye.
Good old One Eye. That means Robert Downey Jr.'s dick.
Exactly.
I love this.
It is wasted
in an Iron Man suit.
Oh yeah,
drunky drunks. So DJ AM is back there. He died.
Oh, he did die.
He died almost immediately after this. Like it was just like
Oh
it was
my
like a month or
God.
so later. So this movie's actually dedicated
It
to
was
him.
probably that fist bump he just gave Tony. He
Yeah.
like, nuclearized
It started.
him.
He caught that that like techno
Whatever the
virus
fuck
that he
that
has.
thing
Whatever.
is exactly.
You know it's
Party monster.
happening.
This party looks lame as fuck.
No, it looks pretty great.
Well, the party room looked all right.
It's the
but, you know.
the like there's a buffet spread that it's just to die for. Lots of shrimp and shit.
Oh, getting pretty low there,
I feel
Tony.
like that would do a lot more damage. Like, how much do you think the Iron Man suit weighs?
Well, apparently nothing. You can carry it like in a
Well,
suitcase.
that was like an alternate version, right? Like that's his like portable version, but like the full on suit that they have to plate onto him and
well,
stuff like
I
that.
think that like it's probably got things that make him be able to move it. I'd go probably a couple
yeah.
hundy.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking probably about
Yeah.
400 pounds. And yeah, because obviously, yeah, it's like all those other types of like heavy suits and stuff like that, like the real life versions where it's like, yeah, it's the movement of your arm is then like causing like pneumatics or whatever to do the actual heavy lifting.
Where is his place here again? New York?
Malibu.
Oh, it's Malibu. Whoa.
They don't do New York until Avengers. And that's when he moves.
Oh, and then he moves this to Stark Tower.
That's right. Well, it's and originally it was just like that. They were just like opening a new office essentially. You just peed this suit. See, that was actually interesting.
You could drink that water.
Well, it's the same as the astronaut shit, right?
See, she's still running them. They're
yeah.
married.
I understand. Everybody needs, like, when I do my superhero shit, I need my wife reining me in. I totally understand. DJ AM, he's
like, all right.
DJ AM just realized he's getting some overtime. He's
exactly.
He's like, my time was just about over.
Whoa, buddy, Jesus.
Yeah. Okay, that's not Jack Skellington. I think that's the
like you almost killed half of us.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what happened. That's how you know you're having a good party. Yeah. Okay, this is getting to be a little bit much.
Oh Jesus, Tony.
He's got really good aim considering he's drunk and his mask isn't down to do like the auto aim, like the RoboCop style aiming for him.
Jesus, got his glass everywhere. Iron Machine is right. Get your shit on, bro, and fight him.
War Machine. Don't do that shit. That is very dangerous.
That's very reckless, Tony. I don't think you're in a good spot to be. Oh my God. Oh, nice melon, girl.
And 3 nice ones.
The Gallagher.
Yeah, they were all going to get shit splattered all over them later anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But...
shit.
He looks so uncomfortable there, eh? Now I know, like, I imagine that he's what he's standing on.
Here we go. We're gonna have a drunken Iron Man. This is the first time he's put on the War Machine suit.
That's correct.
Well, this is an Iron Man suit. He's not War Machine yet.
Correct.
This is the first. Oh, DJ AM gets paid, man. He stays. He doesn't give a fuck.
Give me a fat beat.
Oh shit!
I like that.
Is that another one bites dust?
Yes, of course it is. This is a prequel to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Nice.
Which stars Mr. Robot. Oh my God, everything's falling into place.
Oh my God. It always does, baby.
Well done. And you can watch it in the morning or the AM.
What a
DJ
waste
AM.
of a CG action seeing these two guys fighting each other.
I know, right?
Come on.
Interracial violence.
Mind if I don't have silver on red violence here, man.
Exactly. I wanted them to do.
Yes.
I wanted one of them to do like an off the top rope. You had a ring there. I feel like you wasted it to just like destroy it.
It takes two to make it out of sight. Whoa.
See, this is why I like my house. I've got all the smart home stuff, so I can have all this music going through the house when you and I fight.
When we rumble way harder than these two pussy asses.
You and I used to friggin'
look at that. Somebody could have been dead.
The reason I can't sleep through the night is because of our fucking wrestling matches. Like my back is so fucked up and my everything.
I know mine gets sore all the time from throwing you around.
Oh my God. That was the thing. We were so I was so much smaller than everybody. So I would get tossed around. I literally got choke slammed and power bombed on concrete because I thought it was hilarious to get hurt because I'm going to live forever, right?
Exactly,
everything's always
right?
going to feel good. No, it stopped feeling good almost immediately. And now,
Future ramifications kicking in now.
not a fan.
The future's right now.
He just Shrek yelled at them.
Whoa.
Shrek does the exact same thing at the beginning of the first Shrek.
Oh, fuck. Even in the kitchen sink. Boom.
Do you notice how many times I said Shrek there? Maybe too many. Maybe
Are you getting paid for that? Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Mike Myers, send me some money.
He doesn't have any money left. No, he probably does. I think he's a smart guy. He probably did well with his money.
Oh.
He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that partied all his money away.
Pick a franchise and he's got more money than friggin' everybody.
Probably. Those Austin Powers movies probably made him a shit ton.
Yeah. Love Guru's the only one that's hurting him. Well,
not really knocked him down a couple pegs there, man. Fuck me, they gave Will Ferrell like 7 movies before he came back.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Fuck.
I don't know. I think he's being a little bit more choosy too, though. Than
I think he's lost the touch.
He's lost the touch.
Although I did see him on TV, and he was really funny.
He is.
He was really smart.
Yeah, and he always
was
has
with Jimmy
been.
Fallon, so I mean, it's not hard to look smart against that fucking idiot.
Yeah, exactly.
God, he's a terrible interviewer.
Oh, he's a terrible everything.
Like, oh man, I was
so
trying
great.
to watch him. Like, yeah.
Let's do a quick interview. So you do a podcast, Miscast Commentary, right?
Yeah,
it's so great. Right. So great. Let's play beer pong.
Yeah, that's it. There you go. Done.
So great. Oh, quick, let's use these children's toys and sing a song with the Roots. So great.
So it'll be trending. Oh, where's he going?
Yeah.
Oh, it's his buddy taking
Space.
off. Oh, he's having a little hisser fitter.
Well, I'd be pretty upset. I don't want it.
What are you going to show up with that? You just stole like Tony Stark's gear, brah.
I'm trying to wrap my head around timeline now because I don't know where they're flying to. I don't know how long he's been flying, but I'm like, it was night then morning. So, but it was a birthday party, so it could have theoretically been like
because remember he said the after party.
Oh yeah.
So before they started fighting, I'm thinking 3 a.m.
Okay, because I'm thinking so then let's say maybe it took him 3 hours to fly here.
He got the suit down pretty quick. Like, look, he's flying pretty good.
They always friggin' do. You would think that he would have crashed into literally everything, even though I think the selling point is that he is an aviator. He's a pilot, so they're like, oh, he can figure out the aerodynamics of it or whatever. But
do you think that part of Marvel's plan, in introducing us to which characters they did, was the fact that Tony Stark is a human dude in a suit? Like, so to have that human aspect, that he's not some outer space being, he's not this or that, like he's a guy in a suit.
I think you're right, because I think
that could be me in that suit.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to...
Fuck was that?
I didn't catch it.
Somebody's banging on something.
All right, well, we'll keep it. We'll
keep it listening out. Ghetto, eating donuts inside a big donut. That's like when you watch like a TV, but there's a camera point. You know what I mean? And it's like the same image over and over.
Oh, that's my son. He's knocking on the door. Todd, keep us rolling.
I will.
This is Randy's Donuts. It's a real place.
Here we go. Tony Stark's in a big old donut. Oh, there he is. There's Sam Jackson. Joe's son is banging to get out of his cage. He probably peed. I don't know if it is. His son, it's actually got a lot of things going up the sides and the back, so when he pees, it literally fills it up. So if he's drinking a lot of water...
I think that's just a jerk.
That's downstairs. Somebody's hacking up one of their loved ones again. So sorry. There's a couple left over. You should be terribly sorry.
Well, our neighbors, I don't know what it is. It's like everybody's doing construction. So here's our first look at Hottie in the cat suit here, and it's just like, holy crap. Oh. She looks amazing.
She does it good. I think she's losing it as she gets older. Like, some girls look prettier, like, what's her name, Kate Beckinsale?
Yeah. Kate Beckinsale's almost 50 years old, eh?
She's got like a 22-year-old boyfriend. Yeah. See, that's what gets me too, man. It's like, it's okay for a woman to have a 22-year-old boyfriend, but if a 40-year-old guy has a 22-year-old chick girlfriend, he's a dirtbag.
Well, but you usually look at the guy who has the 22-year-old girl.
Wait a second. What the shit is that? What the fuck is that?
I don't know. It's somebody making noise somewhere. It's nobody in this house.
Banging on the damn wall.
Yeah, probably.
I'll fucking kill somebody on this podcast. Tonight you're going to hear murder.
You got it. So Sam Jackson, they were in the midst of trying to figure out his place in the whole MCU. And he ended up negotiating in for a 9-picture deal, but he almost didn't do any more of the He almost said I'm not going to do any more Marvel movies and stuff. But part of the deal to get his 9-picture deal is that he would get a larger role in this one.
Right. What the hell? Honest to God, you know what? This seems like they want you to open the door so they can chop your head off.
Yeah, probably.
Like, who in the fuck? Somebody's fucking with us tonight.
And they seem to have stopped.
Yeah, well, what do you know, eh?
Almost like a hero has saved us.
Maybe an Iron Man?
Maybe
Okay,
an
that's too
Iron
far.
Man.
That's a little too far.
You'll get notes on what happened in the. we'll talk about that at another time.
What an altercation!
Oh Jesus! But yeah, anyways, so yeah, he was promised the much larger part in this movie because basically every other movie leading up to Avengers, he's essentially just like the post-credits scene.
Right.
So they wanted to give him something with a little bit of meat.
So he said we're not going to do it.
Well, he wasn't going to. He just didn't want to do. Like, he just didn't want to be a cameo in 9 movies, you know? He's like, I'm just going to show up and say a couple quick things. He's like, I want to roll.
Well, they did right by him, I think.
I think they did a great job by him. And I
mean, there's some good scenes.
Yeah.
Don't you think you know your own pet? Like, how fucking dumb do you think the guy is? Like, Jesus Christ, you have him rebuilding your robots, and you think that this fake birdie's going to fall for it? Like,
but he does act like somebody who's out of like a 1980s sitcom, and what's more 1980s sitcom than replacing somebody's pet with something that looks similar, right?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same toothpick the whole movie.
By the way, I have a lot of Russian engineers at my work, and they all pretty much act like this.
Kind of aloof.
None of them are this tough.
Better
They're
than
all
them.
Like old and shit, but...
I'm from Russia, I'm better than you.
I like the way that he makes this guy act here. Try and put that on your head. And then he actually...
It's because they're all going to be robots, bro.
Yeah.
You don't see it, Sam Rockwell. Come on. He does a great job, though, eh?
You need to have some vision. Yeah, he's so good in this. He is exactly the right guy for this role. It was... And then I started to realize that as I've gone through this, it's really Guy Pearce is the only one I don't care for of their bad guys that they've had.
Who?
Guy Pearce in part 3.
I don't like him either.
I was just like, because again, you've basically done it again.
Twist.
You have like this another competing guy, and you've got the young guy again, and except that whole Extremis thing was kind of nonsense. It's like I'm not entirely looking forward to going through that movie, but we've made promises. I know. Already, I'm like, it's not Super Mario Brothers though.
Oh God, no!
It's still got a lot.
Nothing can be. I want to get my fucking revenge on that movie.
I was telling somebody the story about that, and then I told him we had to re-record it, and he just laughed at me for a while. Like he was just like, oh my God, like because I said I said how it was the only episode that we had like no pride in when it was all done. We were just like, that was god awful. We had no energy.
I don't think we even made eye contact afterwards.
No.
It was sort of like waking up and you're like, oh God, what have I done? There's like a condom hanging out of your ass.
Yeah. It's like
Russian guy named Ivan Drago lying in bed next to you.
Be like being in college and like having sex with like a super ugly girl. You had like a 3-way and you accidentally touched tips over and over again. Like it was just, yeah, exactly. Played a little swords on it.
Exactly. A little swords. Woo.
Yeah. You're basically
with mine,
crouching tiger hidden. Yeah. We were basically crouching tiger hidden dragoning all over this woman's bush.
Thank you, sir. Cleaned up the shitter nice, son.
That'd be amazing if he brought it back and they're like, okay, yeah, we're gonna give this to like Colonel whatever. And it's like, what? But I'm the one who got it and I flew it. No, don't worry, Colonel whatever's doing it. His name's whatever too, by the way. It's gonna be a whole who's on first thing.
Right. Oh yeah, there he is. Imagine, isn't that weird to sign a guy in for 9 movies and you don't know what you're gonna do with him yet?
Yeah, it's
kind of a strange like.
Well, they knew they needed glue, right? They need something that's going to stick all of these movies together.
And what can we do to do it? We could have him be in all of them.
He's going to appear. He's going to be a guide. He's going to do this, and essentially that's what's happening, right? And I mean, his roles obviously got better. Like, what was it? Not Civil War. Winter Soldier. He was amazing, and that was probably his meatiest role.
Oh hell yes! I can't wait till we get to Winter Soldier. That's a fucking long one too.
Yeah.
What a movie. I know. That one I'm gonna have to really make sure that I'm not like stuck watching the movie.
Yeah.
I fucking love that movie.
Yeah.
They raised the bar with those fucking ones.
Those are the ones we're not gonna be staying up too late to do because we can't do 2 of those in a row. It's once we get Once we get to Winter Soldier, they're pretty much all 2.5 hours long. So we're gonna have to.
So
like,
it's
pace
true. They
ourselves a
really
little bit.
start getting like they really start beasting out.
Yeah, well,
the
it's
story starts to get a little thick.
it's when they realize, because I mean, it was that same realization that Lord of the Rings had. They're like, we've got these guys. They will sit here for as long as we stay on the screen,
Right.
Because we're not wasting our time. We're not like every frame is giving them something, right?
It's not true sucks.
Mhm.
Oh, I can't wait until next summer. It's a friggin'. We'll be done by then, right?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
May.
yeah. Okay,
May.
May. Okay.
Yeah.
Watch me whip. Watch me, May.
We're gonna-
Don't trip.
May.
I like his robe,
Yeah.
and I think you would look good in a robe like that.
Me?
The big flaming gape hole in your
Oh,
ceiling.
I was hoping the leather robe.
Oh hell no!
I was gonna
Come
just-
on.
Because his even looks kind of like a house coat. It's got like that. I got my eye in Jesus. I don't. You know he loved saying
Said,
that
of course,
line.
and said with not a drip of like
Yeah.
as serious as he can. you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. I'm serious. I got my eye on you. I'm not fucking around.
What's in the case? They're done. The
Clarky Gray.
Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a big. So this was the big part that.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, this was the big part that Marvel was seeking to bolster when they were like involving themselves with the guys with Favreau and stuff like that, because they needed. This is the thing. Like Shield especially is the thing that starts to beget the rest of the Avengers, because Shield is going to be heavily involved in Thor. Shield is going to be involved in Captain America First Avenger, and then obviously Avengers.
Well, are they figuring out his how to fix his old metal heart here?
No, this is still Vanko doing his work, and he's
Vanko.
Oh no, I'm
Friggin'.
sorry.
I was like, what the shit?
Sorry, I wasn't really paying that much attention. No, they're not trying to figure out how to. Nobody's interested in fixing Tony.
No, they don't give a
well,
fuck,
because
eh?
nobody knows that there's
what
something
the
that
hell?
wrong. He knows there's
Well,
something wrong. He just doesn't know what it is.
Nobody questions the blue glowing thing coming out of his chest.
Well, they know that much, but he doesn't know. Like again, the solution to the problem in this movie isn't get rid of the glowing thing in your chest. It's what runs it that is sustainable.
I think it's hope. Is that what they figure out at the end of this?
Yeah, it's something
hope
like that.
powers it.
Hope and cheese.
Yeah,
But,
Velveeta to be specific.
Yeah, but they gave him that shot, or Shield gave him that shot, so they've already like reversed all the.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah,
You should have been talking to Shield
facts.
before.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, I think that was one thing, because you see when she comes and checks on him when he's in the room by himself. I think that's when she realized something was wrong with him, and then that's when they gave her the shot. That's why they didn't do it like right at the beginning, because they didn't know something was wrong, or they probably knew something in general was wrong, and that's why she was sent in to like figure out what the fuck's going on.
So
I love this scene.
What
This
is
is
the
a
deal
good-
here? Is he selling the army guns? Like, what's he doing here?
Well, they're trying to arm their Iron Man suit.
Ah,
And he's like, so what kind of guns can you hook us up with? And he's trying to, and he's doing here's this gun. No, this isn't what you want. You guys want the big thing.
oh, there you go. Isn't that the shoulder piece of
that is his shoulder
the Iron
piece, yes.
Warrior?
I love the little names. He's like, we call the old Gazpacho and Puff the Magic Dragon.
I wonder if he named those himself or if those were.
They feel, it feels very improv.
Yeah.
But like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that a word they made up? Is that a real
That-
thing? What the
I'm-
fuck word was that?
I'm cyclotrimethylene. Yes.
I
it's
think
a real
that's
word.
an ingredient in Frosted Flakes.
I feel like it's one of those ones though they didn't look up to see if scientifically that would be the kind of thing you would be
Right.
utilizing.
I think a big word's fine enough.
Yeah, they were
Whatever.
just they were just like, what's the most complicated sounding like chemical that we could just throw in here? But really, that's just like the scientific name for milk.
Yeah, pretty much. Powdered milk.
You got it. That guy reminds me so much of like so many different actors. The army guy to the left there.
He kind of reminds me of like Nathan Fillion or something.
I
Like
get it.
blurred out, you know.
I get a
Like-
little bit of Nathan Fillion. I get a little bit of I can never remember dude's name. He was in the fuck.
like that boat with the boat one where they're stuck out at sea because of all
No.
the zombies.
No. What's the fucking football? It was a movie, then it was a TV show.
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, yeah, the coach from Friday Night
Yeah.
Lights and again, a big actor whose name I'm just not remembering right now, even though I just read because he's in Godzilla versus Kong.
They're coming out with that one already?
Yeah, well, Godzilla King of the Monsters is first, but they're already in production in pre-production on the other ones.
He thinks he's the king. I wonder how big King Kong's going to be in this one, and who's going to win.
I want them to just cheese out just like the original one, and all of a sudden they're the same size with no explanation. I like how they made him look like Walt Disney.
But how the hell is Kong supposed to be Godzilla if they're not the same size? Like,
Yeah.
I think that, the new King Kong movie where he's really big, the one with Sam Jackson.
Mm-hmm. But even still,
John
he's
C.
not
Reilly?
bigger than buildings.
I know, like, he would just get stomped.
He's like
Godzilla
basically
would just flame breath him, he would be done.
Like he's like 40 feet tall or something like that, not 250
Maybe he'll get his
tall.
ass whooped and then fall into like mutagen or
I was gonna say
toxic waste.
the only thing they can really do. I feel like what's gonna happen is something's gonna happen to him or to Kong where he gets bigger, and then they're like, we need Godzilla.
Yeah.
The same way that all the other ones are. So yeah,
there it is. That his dad.
Yeah. So
yelling at him.
I like it. I like it. He's an important man.
He just left it. He's like, this is a one taker. Damn kids.
God, yeah. Well, these are outtakes, right?
Looks like Justin Theroux right there.
Yeah, he does look. Justin Theroux actually would have made a really good Howard Stark when you think about it, because Dominic Cooper plays him in Captain America and in Agent Carter.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
And he's really good as the role, which is kind of like, I always found that kind of funny because this guy as John Slattery, he looks good as like older gray haired Howard Stark. But then when they use him as younger Stark, but then you use Dominic Cooper, who's roughly going to be the same age as this Stark.
Right.
I'm like, it's like, it was confusing to me. I'm like, did they just recast him? Like, are they not using Slattery anymore?
Right.
But then, Civil War comes out and then he's back and I'm like, well, what the fuck's happening? Like, I didn't.
Oh, here it is.
Mm-hmm.
The moment he needed.
This is the idea.
I've been cheating on your mother with the secretary. What an ass on her.
I got to make sure I have a few of these things hidden around the house just in case I'm a shittier dad than I think I am.
You're not being that bad as a dad.
Yeah. No, I just want like one of those things. I'm like, kids, I really love you. Just in case I'm not acting like I love you, I don't really know because I'm too busy with my podcast.
I've been taken over.
Yeah.
Been possessed by a demon. That's why I've been hanging around in the basement and making your mother eat plates.
Yeah. But they know I love them. You know how they know I love them? Because I stay up late to do this podcast and I get up early to take care of them and I don't complain.
Take care of them. He means, slap them around, put cigarette butts out on them.
Sleep on the couch while they play ARMS on the Switch.
Yeah.
Reese
on the balcony.
Reese, because he's a 3-year-old wrecking machine, is insanely good at ARMS. Like, I legitimately lose to him all the time.
Oh, it's because he's just spamming the buttons.
It's not even the buttons because
that's
it's
what I mean.
Actually,
he's just spamming. He's just throwing his arms crazy.
And there's
like
no.
when you played the Street Fighter, you just tick, 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 you just hit the buttons a shit ton and then you won.
It's like boxing like 23-year-old Mike Tyson on bath salts. He's just and it's just
he's naked and he's out for flesh. We believe in you. Thank you, Tony.
He reminded me very much.
He had no idea who that was.
No. Well, he says
that
to
everybody that passes by. We believe in you. He's very inspirational.
I love.
Hey, that's how I was trying to set up your mic stand today, just like this. See this?
It's not.
Let's see. It was supposed to do that.
You weren't that far off,
Fucking
actually.
thing.
It was not. It did ever stop moving. Bill O'Reilly.
Oh, here he is again.
This is when he was. I knew he was in
O'Reilly.
it at some point. I thought I had missed him, but it's indeed.
It seems funny for a guy like this to do this.
Yeah.
Like a guy who's so often just like bursting the bubble of everything around him to be in this movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially because she's.
Look at the turkey warble on him.
Yeah, because they're so like, Hollywood elites and stuff like that. But then, no problem. I'll come be in your Hollywood movie.
Of course.
Because
Hollywood
you're paying
fat
me, right?
cats. Exactly. He's not a thing anymore, is he?
Oh, no. Well, he got busted for, well, not like arrested, busted, but like he had been like sexually harassing all kinds of women in Fox News. And then, so he got fired by getting like probably $1 billion payout.
Yeah. Yeah. It even says in my contract, if I'm fired for sexual harassment or sexual assault reasons, that's double my salary.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, even like Megyn Kelly, she got fired after her whole, it's totally fine to do blackface, right? Comment.
God, I love that woman.
And so she got fired. But she was walking away with like $60 million.
That's hilarious.
They both walked away. Look, he sexually harassed women.
Oh, that's justice for you, eh?
She made like a super racist comment, and they both walked away with more money than Conan did when they fucked him out of the Tonight Show.
That is absolutely. That just shows you who's actually running it.
Yeah.
You know, they pulled her in the office. They're like, I'm sorry. You know, we discussed this. We all know blackface is okay.
Yeah.
We all know slavery still should be happening.
Yeah.
We know these things, and we're gonna take you off TV for a while. We're gonna give you a nice severance package.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
And
Trump
then you'll
will be
be
president for the rest of eternity. God bless America.
MAGA. I want to remake. I'm gonna remake Mega Man as MAGA Man.
Ooh.
And it's just Trump in his MAGA hat, and he's just going through and like just.
You just reminded me that like Mega Man 11 came out, and apparently it's wicked.
Yeah. I
if it's
played
on-
the demo.
I'm gonna find the demo tonight.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay.
Okay, I'm very happy because you kept going. And I'm like, are you stuttering? Like, are you gonna say like, oh, does it have like this or blah, blah? And I was like, I thought I just like watched you break or something like that. Good Lord. Oh, hi there. Oh, she's still undercover.
Oh, look at her, eh?
Yeah, oh, it's amazing.
Herpes.
Does she have herpes?
Oh yeah.
Was it Usher? Did Usher give?
I think she gave it to the entire cast of SNL as well.
Nice.
Why does anybody find that guy attractive? He looks like he just broke out of like a rehab center.
It's funny. It's about being funny, man.
Oh my God.
Like you see what gargoyles most comedians are, and then you look at like who they're married to, and you're like, oh, cool.
Yes. I don't know if I find that guy funny either, to be honest with you.
I like him a lot, actually.
I haven't really seen a lot of the show. They don't have any goofy characters.
See, but to me, I like that. Like they have goofy situations, but I found myself falling out of love very quickly with goofy characters. Like our '90s era.
That's the
It's
shit
like,
I'm talking about.
If I got rid of everything that annoyed me, you would just have Charles Barkley's like opening monologues. That would be it. Cheesy beefy.
Beef and cheesy.
Salt and pepper's gonna be here today. Like it's just
That's
like
the best Charles Barkley ever.
I'm amazing.
Charles Barkley might hire you to go to family functions for him.
Exactly.
'Cause he's tired of it.
They're terrible.
Uncle Charles.
But
They all sound exactly like him too.
Yeah, that'd be
And
amazing.
they don't have a clue that you're not him.
Where? Change my daddy, Uncle Charles. But yeah, so we got that to deal with.
Oh, he was looking
He's
very
got
fat.
some-
I wonder if he dressed himself or somebody.
Okay.
Did somebody dress Tony Stark?
No,
Like was somebody there to be like, this is what Tony Stark would wear in this scene?
Oh, well, there's definitely like wardrobe people. I thought you meant like if somebody
Oh.
physically dressed Tony Stark, the character, which right now he doesn't have any staff for that. He's all on his own.
Oh no! Oh, the key is right here, Tony.
See, I like.
Right here. You could have just really said it.
Mhm.
Was he worried like bad guys like Russians would find it or whatever? So he had to have it encrypted, and hopefully Tony would be in a situation just like this where he'd rewatch
Yeah.
the footage, thinking a lot, and be like, "Well, there it is."
Well, in fairness, Howard Stark, as a member of Shield, did tell Shield to do that for him.
oh,
So it's kind of, so yeah, he was pretty much ready for this.
ooh, look at this!
I like
Man,
scanning
I can
things.
do this shit.
They're
What the fuck? Look at all the weird globes all over this place.
I was watching a thing. They're working on 3D scanning and stuff to make things like more ergonomic, and
I dig this whole Minority Report thing he does with the computer all the time.
I love that. I was actually, it's funny you mentioned that because I was thinking about Minority Report on my 12-year drive home today, and it was so long. But I was thinking about that, and I just love like the ballet of Minority Report in that first scene.
Well, he would
when
put
he's
it on
like-
too. He puts on some kind of classical music, and he
Yeah, and then he just like
cruises
the
it
moving the
up.
hands and then take the stuff and move it aside and bring up new stuff and blow it up. And I was just like, it was so nice, especially because he can't see anything in front of him and he's just like acting it out. And I was just
you
like,
can purchase those Leah Remini things, right? How are you watching
Leah
it?
Remini? What? It's
I
have
fucking
I have
love that
cable.
show.
The Scientology show. Yeah.
Can I go on A&E.com and watch them?
If I probably not, to be honest, unless you've got like they might have an on-demand thing
Damn.
that you'll have to have. So
Damn
I'll
it.
just give you my credentials.
Yeah, I
Nothing
love
wrong
that
with
show
that.
so I can't believe I forgot there was a second season even.
Yeah, there's been like 30 seasons.
Oh,
She's already taken down
man.
Scientology, and now she's working-
Rebuilt it to take it down again.
Now she's working on Catholicism.
something big's gotta happen. She has to go undercover boss, where she goes in as David Miscavige.
I was in a bit of a rebellious mood the other day, and I was responding to a lot of like Republican tweets and stuff like that.
God.
And then who was it? Marco Rubio. He did some like Bible quote. As like an insult to like Democrats and like basically saying how we're trying to like steal the election and stuff like that. And I just responded, I'm like, when you're trying to not look like you're covering something up, maybe don't do quotes of things that priests read.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Give him the biz.
I gave him the biz. I put priests on blast too.
Put him on blast. Coming for you, Pope.
Boom.
Keep your robes clean, motherfucker.
It's impossible to synthesize.
Let me take a piece of that.
I was so afraid when they were like, oh, I just discovered this new element. I was afraid because they showed that shot of that arm. And I'm like, please don't tell me that it's in him. And it's like, it's been in you all along.
Yeah, he's like, forget it. Mm-hmm. Whatever that thing was. Oh.
I want to be so rich that I can just tear apart my house and it's totally
do whatever
fine.
you want to. And the next day, cleaned up.
Yeah. Well, this is when you hire a staff.
What's the deal here?
Well, he's building something.
He's got to trash the whole place, not taking it down the stairs. Damn it! There's nobody to help him.
He did not have the appropriate power to synthesize the.
That's the problem.
So now he's building a little power plant that is the size of his house.
Nice. It's probably very. It's like a atom smasher or like some kind of a fucking. Here comes Buddy.
That's what it is.
I love this man.
Oh, I absolutely love him. No word of a lie. I reached out to him on Facebook to see if I can get an interview with him for our Avengers episode. But I'm going to keep reaching out because we got plenty of time before that.
Oh, Coulson. Loads of time to get to Coulson, bro.
So anybody out there, reach out to Clark Gregg. It'll be too late by the time you hear this episode. So let's not worry about it. Actually, don't reach out.
Oh, look at this.
See, this was kind of a weird thing because apparently that's not Captain America's shield.
Oh, come on. That's not supposed to be Captain America's shield.
Well, that was like the weird thing. It was like somebody he was like, I think the idea was that like Howard Stark or somebody was like trying to build another one or something like that. But the idea was that the Captain America's actual shield is still out and about someplace.
Well, I thought that was just kind of like a little wink to be like, I'm better than Captain America. I'm using his shield as
hold
this damn thing up.
It was that too, and there's a lot of those. Like in Thor, you'll see in the next one, if you look really carefully, you'll see that the concentric rings and stuff around the hammer when it like crashes in and creates the crater looks a little bit like Captain America's shield. So yeah, they're always thinking about this shit. Kevin Feige, man, like, I hate to suck up to an executive, but he's
the man. Come on, we all know he is.
He's got his fucking brain together.
Yes, he does. I still, they have a plan, and if you don't get, I was going to ask you before, and you were just reminded me of bringing up Kevin Feige, and oh fuck, get it together, man. Yeah, he has put on a little beef for this one, eh? Not too much. He doesn't look like all body dysmorph like fucking Stallone or something.
No, he's made himself a viable human.
Favreau directed 2. Whedon directed 2. The brothers have directed more than anyone.
Yes. Yeah, they did Winter Soldier, Civil War, Avengers 3 and 4.
Hopefully they stay on and just continue directing. Like, my God. They expressed interest in X-Men, which I think is amazing.
I would like to see them I would like to see them move on.
I know. I want X-Men reboot.
I want to get some newer voices into the Avengers thing because after Avengers 4.
He's going to do another Thor.
He's he's a fantastic example of the kind of voices you need. I think they could probably find some decent female directors to get some of the other characters off the ground because they've been wanting to do like a Natasha Romanoff, like what makes her kind of movie for a while. So like that would be interesting. I don't know why, but I love how bright it is.
He created a new element
man.
To add to the periodic elements. The people that print that thing are going to be fucking pissed.
Yeah. We just got this thing perfectly shaped out. Now where the fuck am I supposed to put this?
Oh,
and they
man.
just you see they have some scientific guy. He's like on the phone. He's like, son of a bitch. And he goes and you see he writes something down on like a Cards Against Humanity card and just staples it to the corner.
I can make presentation or demonstration.
Yeah. So this is actually an interesting little thing. So he says, no fly, no shoot, but what he says in just a second here. So what are you going to be able to make them do? He says, I can make salute. The word salute sounds very similar to the word salute, which it means fireworks in Russian. So he's like, yeah, I can make fireworks. Which he
is that what he means here?
That's what they're kind of leaning towards.
Dear God, who would ever know that? It's a good thing that you have us there, people.
Yeah, exactly.
So you're
right?
all confused.
So, or you may have just read the same information that I got. Like it's
never.
This
is insider scoop shit, people.
It's not like I went to the dark web for this, guys.
Ooh, that's the best place to be. How the fuck do you even get to the dark web? Do I go into Google and go into the secret search part, when you click on, and then I type in dark web?
No, you have to turn the brightness on your screen all the way down, and then you have to go on Bing, and then you're on the dark web.
God. Whoa, that was probably not a good idea.
Yeah. That always makes me worried because I saw the bird for a second. I'm like, was that did they bag up that
a real bird?
Is that yeah. I don't know.
That's the biggest problem. What's funny is when anybody sees something like that in the movie, they get all up in arms. But what they don't really care about is like the bird trade that's murdering them all and doing this and that, right? It's only like fucking white people problems.
Fucking white people and white
birds. Like white people cares.
And these goddamn white birds.
That's a nice suit. He's got a lot of suits.
Yeah.
I'm not really down with the gray. And that scene where they're in the courthouse, they both had really nice suits. We need to get really nice suits.
Well, I think that his clothing in this point is meant to be like stylistically against type from Stark.
The opposite. Well, he's dark Stark.
Yeah, exactly.
So
right.
Come on, right?
So let's not shit on the gray wool here.
I would go with it. I don't like that kind of suit. If I got a suit, I want to go more like triple breasted with the vest.
So ever since you watched Total Recall, all you want is triple breasted.
I know, I just can't,
Yeah, I understand. Don't worry, I see where you're coming from.
You make me wish I had 3 hands. It's because I have a big dick and I could use at least one more hand on it.
I just need. I like having 2 hands on my dick and then just 1 cup in the balls.
Look at this guy. He's got all the money in the world. He's like, maybe I'll get laid.
Yeah.
Just pick up the old pages there, brah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not back page because it got shut down.
Yeah, okay.
But I'm sure there's another one out there on the dark web that you can find.
Get on that dark web.
I love when people talk about the dark web.
Yeah, I think we started that today.
I think so.
But yeah, I still tell you, man, you got to go to Vegas and just get all those weird hooker cards and stuff.
I'm gonna go there just for hooker cards.
Just the idea. It was so funny to go and I'm walking with my wife hand in hand and they're like, here, take a card for hookers.
They know you're swingers if you're walking down there and fucking,
Well, I don't know about
Carrie. There's no man whore ones for, no, women don't need it. Yeah. Any woman could just walk on the street and be like, you come.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know where Carrie stood, but I was on board for literally anything. I had, I will tell you, I had such a personality change while I was in Vegas. I was like, whatever happens, I'm on board. And I was like, I'm sitting there, we walk into a casino and Sia's Cheap Thrills was on. I'm just dancing in the middle of the casino by myself.
Nice.
That's not something I do. And that's how I felt the entire
Hands
time.
bleeding. What happened? Bird bit him.
Yep, probably. I don't know. I just assume that there's always a few just open sores on Mickey Rourke that just occasionally open up.
They just erupt.
Yeah, he's like,
those are called volcanic sores.
Yes,
because at any moment they could literally just erupt. Usually while eating yogurt or at a buffet.
Mm-hmm. I'm still curious of how that dude got into his expo without him knowing it. I love this powering up thing. Oh, I love this line. What is it? It tastes like coconut.
And metal.
Yeah, I love that. The glow in that. I don't know what it is. It reminds me of the lightsaber glow. That it's just such a pleasant luminescence on film.
He was getting jacked up on that shit.
But the movie's a bit better than you remember, right?
It is actually, to be honest with you, it is a lot better. I haven't seen any fucking action since the beginning.
No.
Which is, I think, what my major problem was, because if I don't get at least 3 35-minute action scenes in one of these movies, I get pissed.
I try and spread it out. Like now that I've seen all of them.
And then there was the fight scene.
Yeah, but
between him and his brother.
Yeah, but when I try and think about it now in terms of a whole. So it's like you need to have even like movie to movie. You need to have these certain things. Sam Rockwell used to do this dance just kind of in the background, like off stage and stuff, when to get into character, and then just decided to like use it as like part of his
dance.
little intro here. But they also said it was a little bit of a nod to what's the guy's name?
Tony Robbins.
No, the guy who runs Apple now, obviously not Steve Jobs, but like I can't remember the
Mr. Apple 2.0.
Apple 2.0, yeah. Johnny Apple 2.0. But yeah, because he does that same kind of like, hey, I'm coming out and I'm dancing. It's like, you all love me. So they just wanted that kind of
investor meeting 2018. Yeah.
Well,
yeah. You've lost all your money. Good night. Moon walks out.
Stocks are plummeting.
Take this fucking thing away from me. It's glass. It's like I'm standing here anyways.
All hail Huawei.
I don't understand how this movie cost $200 million. I mean, what the fuck are they doing with their money here?
It's a lot.
It's all been like big room crowds.
Yeah.
2 fights. They broke 2 F1 cars, or actually 5 or something. Which was probably all CG anyways.
And a lot of I think a big thing too is CG. Like at this point, like CG wasn't new or anything like that, but I think for the amount that they actually had put in this movie, they didn't have quite as good a way to make it like efficient. Like I know for a fact they hired 11 different special effects firms to do this movie.
Oh, you know what? They're gonna all take off. Oh yeah, Tony Stark's gonna have to fight these guys, of course, because Tony Stark's only fights things that look like himself.
Yeah,
they look like the robot from Lost in Space.
They do, like the new one, right? Yep. Yes,
I enjoyed it.
I still haven't watched it. Yeah. I started watching it and then realized I don't really have time to put towards this right now. Like it'll be like one of those things where I'm in the middle of doing 10 things and I'm like, and I wanted to be able to like give it my attention. And the problem is whenever I'm watching anything, I was like, I don't really have time to give it my attention. So like, it's just
other than all those other things that you watch.
Yeah, well, no, but that's the truth. But it's like those are ones like that I've been looking forward to and stuff like that. So they always kind of go front of the line. So
it's freaking getting warm in here.
I'm sorry.
Okay, here we go.
Sorry, just take off all your clothes.
Can't take. I am getting so hot.
What? I liked.
Here he is.
The suit,
Whoa.
like it makes such a huge change. Actually,
is this Romanov in there?
No.
Is that? It's a drone.
Yeah, no.
Drone or boner?
Cheadle's in it. They literally just said it. You gotta stop stripping.
Don Cheadle's in here, everybody.
Yeah, they didn't. They never corrected either. They didn't say Rhodes. They're like Cheadle.
Oh, you know what you're doing. Oh, here
actually, no.
man.
I'm pretty sure they said Basher from Ocean's 11.
Here we go. She's the manager, shit.
Or the manager of Hotel Rwanda. That'd be amazing if you find out this.
I had a great time at that hotel.
This whole thing, you find out this whole thing is a prequel to Hotel Rwanda. He's like, I've been through a lot. I've broken my back. I've done this. I've done that. He's like, I'm gonna move to Rwanda and run this hotel. So, did you hear about? We'll probably have talked about this in like a mini episode by the time we get to this. But did you hear about all the limited series and stuff that the Disney streaming app is going to be doing?
No.
They are going to do limited series, one of Vision and Scarlet Witch with the actors. Actually, they're going to do one of Bucky Barnes and Falcon with those actors.
Oh, neat.
And they're doing another one of Loki.
Are they
with
like one
Tom
season
Hiddleston.
Things? Or?
Yeah, I think so. They called them
like
limited
6 episodes or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
And then they confirmed, the Mandalorian is being played by, I cannot remember the guy's name.
That's Boba Fett, right?
It's not Boba Fett, it's another guy from that cloth. Like, because like the Mandalorian, because he's not related to him in any way, shape, or form. He's just another guy from there.
Right.
So, But yeah, he's the guy from Narcos and like Kingsman 2 and stuff like that. He's going to be in it. And they're doing another limited series about Cassian Andor from Rogue One.
Right.
And his adventures.
They're really making it worth well. So they're going to start doing it. Obviously, these are original programs. So they're going to start. Yeah. They think they're going to fucking be Netflix. Get out of here.
Well, here's going to be one thing. They're going to get a lot of people on board. When you have 3 Star Wars TV shows and 4 like Marvel TV shows that no one else can get, they'll get subscribers. Actually,
I didn't say they won't get subscribers. Yeah. We still never looked into whether Netflix.
I did. I was literally just gonna say it's kind of both. They are valued higher than Disney.
That's right.
But they are bleeding money in a way that they basically, that the analysts have said they're not higher. They're not worth higher because they're
bleeding money.
They said they're like $100 million or $100 billion in debt or something ridiculous, but they're valued at $150 billion. But they're like, how can you value them at that? So they're basically like literally at any point, it literally just takes one bad decision. He's like, and their stock will cut in half, and at that point they'll have to declare bankruptcy.
They will need to just stop. There's enough on there. Just stop for a while.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Let me catch up, Netflix, for fuck's sake. Let the world catch up.
Exactly.
I'm still watching I'm never going to finish The Punisher. I said, fuck it. I'm not finishing The Punisher. It's garbage. Don't watch The Punisher. It sucks. Go watch Iron Fist Season 1.
There you go.
Do yourself
the real one.
Do yourself a favor. Yeah, I'm laughing. I have same toothpick all time. I'm poor from Russia.
He's so soggy.
It's like a fucking one of them cigars that my granddad used to chew on. We're just like, oh, maybe it's like a dog with a blanket that they've just been chewing on for a day.
Oh,
just like, ah.
To the point it's so wet it's almost crusty.
Yeah, it's crusty wet.
Yeah.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
At 209, we're going to fall right down these stairs.
Yeah, exactly. So they've got that worked out.
Oh,
I kind of
wonder. The guns didn't work. He lied.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what he said. Well, because he didn't want them to be set up in a way for like their
for them to do it.
Yeah, for them to have like a demonstration, because then they'd want to make sure they had full control. He's going to say no, they're not ready to be controlled. Okay, well,
I guess like as a brain, I had a problem too with this movie because Whiplash and Iron Man don't fight throughout the movie. Mm-hmm. But he's still creating all this chaos right now. Yeah. He's still the bad guy.
Well, he's had to play the long game. So this was
Iron Man, there he is.
This was confirmed. This young boy is Peter Parker.
No.
Yes.
That's Peter Parker.
Yes. It was something that they made a
Nice work, kid.
Yeah. They made a comment about it, like it was like one of those fan theory things.
Right.
And they were like, well, because he's from that area, because this is like Queens that this area is taking place in, and he's the I know, right? And he's the right age. And he's like the right age to have been a teenager and stuff like that. And then when they interviewed Tom Holland, he said that is him. So I'm assuming that he wasn't just going rogue and going, yeah, that's him.
He does that all the time, though.
No, I know, but I have a feeling that they probably asked somebody, and they're like, yeah, that's him.
That's
like,
him.
It's kind of
why
like,
not?
It lines
Why
up.
the hell not?
But,
probably why he's so enamored with Tony too, more so than
exactly.
Right? Yeah,
exactly. So it was. Yeah, I like the stories, but I like that same thing, and I kind of wish they would confirm it in Jurassic World. Do you remember the one where they think that
the first one?
Yeah, well, they think that Chris Pratt is the kid from the very first Jurassic Park that Sam Neill scares,
right?
With the raptor claw,
rip your guts right open.
Yeah,
ooh,
exactly.
Here's a big look. Oh.
So they're saying now that kid develops a healthy respect for raptors because of that moment, and ends up raising raptors of his own as he continues studies and stuff like that. And
right, that's almost Hummer, that Hammer logo.
Yeah.
This movie is actually a lot better than I remember it.
Yeah. Give it up for Iron Man 2.
Yeah, not going to lie to you. I'm kind of impressed with it. I'm kind of digging it.
Give it up for Favreau. Making Lion King. I'm looking forward to
give it for Favreau throwing knucks down with this guy.
I know. This is actually one of my favorite funny scenes, too. He gets a full-on fight scene, and she kills, and she wipes out like
the
30
whole
people.
army, yeah. So what? This guy looks tough as fuck, man. This guy, he's fighting. Like he's taking kidney shots.
Well,
whoa. And
this is
her hair got curlier when she flipped.
It's true. Well, I think it's the humidity. To be
I
honest.
think it was the act of flipping.
Yeah.
Look at it.
Well,
Watch
that
now.
might
They
have done-
curl back the other way. It's straighter now.
Yeah, there you go. But the
Product placement.
yeah, I love, like, I unabashedly love how badass that character is, and I like that these characters, I mean, this wasn't something that mattered to me very much, like, oh, you gotta have those strong female characters. I just want strong characters. I really don't care who, until I had a daughter, and then I was like, yeah, I need strong female characters now for my baby
You
girl.
should watch wrestling again, bro. A lot of strong female characters there, buddy.
Yeah.
Survivor Series this Sunday. I can't fucking wait.
Can't do it. See, that dates where we are in this piece.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
No, it's all right. It's totally fine.
Wow.
We literally do it every episode. I
Sure
don't
do.
think it's gonna be.
I forgot about our little fight scene here.
Let's all give it up for President Taft.
Yeah. That was a cool move.
She's so good, and
She doesn't curl her hair like this anymore in the new ones. It's probably bad for
it's blonde.
fighting.
It's blonde again too.
Yeah,
and
plus it's like
short.
this gives something that's sort of the bad guy to grab onto.
I honestly think though that a lot of it was to keep, because it whips around a lot. I think it was to help hide the stunt woman's face.
Right.
So, but I think now it's.
At least he's still going.
I love that. Like he plays dirty. I've always, like, everything Favreau has done as an actor and as a director, I've enjoyed. Zathura being maybe a little bit of a.
Oh, he did
stretch,
Zathura?
but yeah.
I like that movie.
I just didn't like it because it's not like it was a sequel to Jumanji. It was just another Jumanji.
It's like the
that
same
came
movie,
out,
only
like-
in space.
Yeah. Right.
I guess pretty good action scene so far. We got Romanov there and
Yeah.
car driver. Now these guys are flying around. He's wearing Crocs under there.
Crocs and socks, apparently.
Comfort first, right?
I gotta tell you, Crocs and socks are my deal.
Fashion doesn't care when you're under the Iron Warrior suit there.
That's truth. I'd like to picture that there's like a small line of memory foam for comfort throughout the entire suit.
Is that the Universal Studio? I don't know where that is.
No, it's not. It's just a globe. They're not at Universal. They're in New York.
New York.
They're in Flushing, Queens
Whoa.
at the Stark
A
Expo.
lot of dead people in this PG movie.
Yeah, I know. But they're all Skrulls or something,
This
so
looks
it's
like
fine.
I know they say it's the World Expo, and it does kind of really resemble it. I don't know if it's real or not, but
No, it's
looks-
almost certainly not.
oh,
It's real.
Jurassic a dinosaur should run by here.
Yeah, there's like there's a small handful of like sets, and then they're just wherever.
Because it does, and when you go past like in Montreal, it looks like that whole zone, but that's a serious fair. Like,
Yeah,
well, of course, if Stark's putting a fair on,
for sure. And this
why
is
are
like
you
a
doing this,
technology-
Iron Patriot,
I know he's not Iron Patriot yet.
Iron Warrior?
I like that they did that, and then they make fun of it, but then they get rid of it right away too. Like, he's not Iron Patriot, like in the further Avengers movies and stuff. They go back to War Machine. War Machine's a badass name.
Yes, it is.
And I like the way they utilize it in this, because he hadn't given himself the name War Machine. He's literally just like, he's like, you want to be a war machine, then you
You better ward up.
Yeah, I think that was the line.
Actually, it was actually warm machine.
I love this line. Yeah, I like that. What do you mean you're not that? What? It's these movies. There's no other movie that has this kind of like interpersonal dynamics between people. It's the fast talking and the, like almost Gilmore Girls fast talking, like amongst
When
each
you're
other.
having
and
like
stuff
two
like that.
conversations at the same time, it's like real life.
Yeah, exactly. Only everybody's clever.
A hammer. I know, right? Not like Dawson's Creek where they use way too many big words and it pissed me off, even though I watched it anyways, because that Pacey was so dreamy.
Oh, Pacey. You were a mighty duck. Now I want that mighty dick.
I'd be your War Machine any day.
I know.
I want to wear the Hulkbuster armor though.
Yeah. I wonder though, like, why does it like, did they cast him to be like the similar, like, because he was similar size and stuff like that? Because then they could explain better him fitting into the Iron Man suit. Or
Well, it's probably it's one size fits all, man. It probably, stretches out or.
Yeah, you know how metals do.
Exactly.
All right, that's fair.
You know how they do, bro.
Nanobots.
Coming in hot. I'm always coming in hot, baby.
See, this is one thing I like too in this dynamic is they're talking about the. They want to talk about the like he like actually doing like war strategy and actually pointing out that Tony doesn't know shit about that. Because he's like, okay, we'll just go right here. No, we'll get killed if we go there.
Yeah, like the conversation they just had. He's like, yeah, nice gun, really subtle.
Yeah.
He's like, don't be jealous, Tony. It's badass.
I know.
Oh, fuck. Here they go.
Yeah. That was
not a
perfect
bad
line for
action
that
sequence,
spot.
actually.
No,
Man.
this
We
is-
got the Roman. We got, what's her name there?
Yeah. It's not bad.
Russian
There's-
tits they're kicking around.
I think that the thing, though, is that there is a, like you said, there is a large gap But yeah, this like you get like 3 in a row here, and you get one earlier on, but like it's like a gigantic gap in the middle. I like their
Too big of a gap. That's my only gripe about this movie. They could have one more action scene in the middle. Just slap one in there, man. It's a fucking action movie. Here we go. Look at War Machine firing on all cylinders, guns going around.
Boom. Like just even like just a little one where maybe like Justin Hammer himself like sends some of his own like drones or something to attack Tony, and then Tony uses like that's when you find out that he can use his own suits as drones or something like that. That would have been interesting then. Like it's
Oh yeah.
This is
we're gonna kick ass like this.
You know what my favorite thing about this is though? That one day there was a camera crew whose entire job was to be around nobody and just move a camera around.
Yeah.
I love that.
Whoa.
That was a great move.
It's a good thing you ducked when he said.
Yeah, I know.
He's like, where? Where? Boom. Chopped in half.
Yeah. Yeah, he did not give him enough time. And I like how they wipe it out. They will like rub it off too, right? Where it's just like, yeah, okay, can't use that again, just so
it's done.
You don't question why
exactly.
I'm not using
it.
Yeah.
Well, no, because it seems like it takes a lot of power. Like, my God, like.
And I'll be really honest too. I don't care if an explanation is weak. I just want an explanation.
Something.
Don't tell. Like, I don't want to have to.
It's
ask
from
the
space.
Question.
Okay.
Yep. I don't want to have to ask the question. It's like, okay, well, when you're fighting Whiplash in his giant suit, why didn't you just do it? And it's like, well, I told you I couldn't do it. And like, but I'm the same way, like with. Like anything, like just literally just come and go. Yeah, by the way, time travel's real, guys.
So he just said, I'm going to be seeing you again real soon.
Yeah. So, well, this is a nice thing they do. And I think that this is very respectful to the comics too, is that nobody's dead. Everybody's up in the air. It's just like, oh, you might see this person again. Because that's how it happens in the comics. Because one guy writes a comic for a while, gets rid of a character because he's like, oh, I'm sick of writing him. But then like three writers later, they're like, I'm going to bring that guy back.
I'm bringing him back. Well, just like in the comics, man.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying.
I forgot he had his own giant suit that looks just like the bad guy in the first one. Like, holy
exactly.
Fuck.
They still hadn't to this point.
Whoa.
Like you can see, or what like the machinery that's around his like face and stuff. You can see how bad like the CG, green screen is type thing.
His face doesn't go well with CG because his face is CG.
Yeah, that's true.
You think it would go together, but he's more like claymation mixed with. Nice.
He is a California raisin, but the.
Hammer tech.
Yeah. But apparently the suit, like what he is wearing of an actual suit was so heavy that his like extensive training wasn't enough for him to be able to move his arms around and stuff like that. So they had to, he had to like continue his training by he wore like a heavy weighted vest and then weights on his arms. So then he could like basically learn how to move properly.
It's pretty badass.
It is good.
This day and age, you'd think like they just CG it like this whole thing, but.
Yeah. Well, they did.
Boom.
But like he's wearing probably like a husk of a suit, right? Yeah. That they've then CG'd the actual thing over top of.
That thing is pretty good.
The balls all over.
Is it a whips there?
Yeah. I think I felt like though, like his Whiplash to have them out the first. Oh, I guess they are, because I was gonna say they should have made them so they pop out, but they do pop out. So I stand corrected. Uh-oh.
Yeah, see, this is way too easy.
Yeah.
Like this, they should have cut down, if they were running out of money, they should have cut down the other fight scene to make this one longer.
I don't think it was running out of money. I think they were just trying to shrink time. And
it was pretty long.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's all it took.
Yeah, I think there could have been. Yeah,
it should have been longer.
You're right. You could have shrunk the fight all robots.
Yeah.
Or overlap them a little bit, so he arrives while they're still fighting the robots.
And maybe Iron Patriot gets his suit together. He fights off the rest of the robots while Iron Man is fighting him, and then he shows up and they do the double.
Yeah.
Because he's getting his ass kicked.
That's great. That's actually really good. I like that.
The fuck, man? Jon Favreau?
He's Predator.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's hilarious. I literally watched Predator.
It's like the same squares and everything.
Today. Yeah. You know how it is. Fly.
And the next Iron Man, directed by Shane Black, also did the new Predator movie.
Yeah. Predators.
You better friggin' get there, Tony.
Yeah. This is like the Matrix 2.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Is my burrito ready?
Yeah, to me, anytime I hear something like that, my instant thought is get the fuck away from it.
Oh, you're lucky she picked you up, bro, because the whole place is going up.
Yeah.
So I guess Pepper Potts is okay. The whole park just died.
So this is an interesting thing. This rooftop that they're now shooting on is actually the building where Jon Favreau grew up as a kid.
No way.
Yeah. So I don't know, like, if what they're looking at is the view that they would have from this building, or if there's green screening or what. But apparently the building's real.
This is what I yell to you every day.
I know.
Yeah, same. Right here. This is our life.
This is literally.
And if you're gonna wreck the place or kill yourself,
every single drive home, every single one.
He gets it. She
care.
loves you, Tony. Grab her puss.
That'd be amazing. And he's like, no, you gotta trim that shit. He's like, I fly. You need a landing strip. I did a great thing right there. What a play on words.
Here we go.
Yeah. I really like their and I think they do a really good job with their relationship in the movies where they have to marginalize her a bit more too. Like in the Avengers movie and stuff. You don't have a ton of time for them, but you get enough time with them that you know where they're still at between Avengers, between Civil War, like all that. You get a little bit of them just so you know where they're at. Well, they're French.
I think it was weird.
He's standing that way so he can make room for his boner.
Yeah, for his massive ejaculate-covered man rod.
Mm-hmm. Get a room. I was here first.
You're right, Aligners. That's the last one.
Yeah. My car got taken out. And where was he driving?
Yeah, well, see you later, buddy.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, no, because he would have driven to the expo too. Okay. I know it's a really weird thing to be trying to unpack this late in the game, but that was sticking in my craw. Something awful. It must be really nice to have a friend like Tony, though, when you're in that situation. It's like your car got blown up. He's like, yeah, he'll probably
look at this. Here it is.
So yeah, this is
it just opens up to a money symbol. Own the world. How can fucking, like a comic company make such good movies?
Yeah. I'm really looking forward to when we get to Avengers because it's been a couple years since I've watched it. And
me too.
I'm really looking forward because I would love Avengers.
Yes, me too.
I'm really looking forward to it. So we got a lot going for us.
At least we got that.
Yeah.
He meant in general. To the ladies, we got a lot going for us.
I like this kind of idea though, because it's kind of a little like shut down at the end where it's like, he's obviously going to be the first member of the Avengers in this whole thing. And then it's and then they basically just like it's just like, no, you don't get to be an Avenger because you're a fucking crazy person.
Not recommended.
Go. May but not approve me. I don't know. It's not a new ticker. It's a new machine that helps protect your ticker. Come on, don't make me nerd out on you.
Oh, here we go.
Mm-hmm. I like the scene that they do.
A consultant.
Yeah. I like the scene that they do in Avengers 2 where it's like basically this same view of all these like kind of... You can see actually all the little spots on the map there are all spots that are tracking the other Avengers.
Right.
So you can see like there's one in Africa that's supposed to be Wakanda. There's one where like you're supposed to find...
Surprisingly not Wakanda.
Surprisingly, no. Yeah, I've looked
Somebody
everywhere.
on vacation.
We have a giant like world map in front of me and I still couldn't find Wakanda, so... They've hidden it really well. I love this little twist idea. I wonder how they got Shanley, like how they decided on Shanley. They must have wanted a comedian for the role, and I'm willing to bet that Favreau knew him or something.
Yeah,
like that,
I think so too.
Like,
no, absolutely. He's probably in a scene in Swingers or something.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like
he just like mutters it. He's like, "Fuck you."
Favreau appears on like Larry Sanders or something like that. I picture that this is what's goes on in the real current Senate. Let's get a photo.
Is he getting work done, or is that just his face?
No, he actually had some kind of like condition because I had asked that question myself.
He looks like he just has his
And
cheeks fucking done.
He got I don't remember what it was, or he was on like a prescription or something like that for a really long time, and it caused a lot of like water and bloating and stuff like that. So it was actually like he puffed out a bit towards the end, like before he died. It was down and it looked a lot more normal,
Right.
And it was because he was off of that
Oh
stuff.
yeah, I
or
forgot
whatever,
he
but-
died.
Yeah.
What a cast in this one, man.
So sad. Yeah, it's like literally like everybody is somebody.
Yeah, there's Jarvis, Paul Bettany. Oh, you Kate Mara.
Hi,
For
Kate
a
Mara.
quick little. Oh, Olivia, Elon Musk.
Stan Lee
I'd like
as
to take
himself.
a whiff of Olivia's Musk. Let me tell you.
Jack White was in it.
Oh my God,
I didn't see him, but whatever.
he's playing mouth guitar
Yeah, well, we can
for
use
this song right here.
I know we're going to talk about him a lot over the next little while, but we'll just bring up their good friend Stan Lee again. And just like, because I was kind of curious, like as we were going through these, I'm like, I wasn't sure all of the ones that he personally was involved in creating, like him and Jack Kirby and stuff like that. Because I know he did Spider-Man, I knew he did Iron Man, I knew he did Fantastic Four and all these different things. And then I was looking, I'm like, oh, okay, well, he also did Thor. So there's the Expo Action Concepts by Jendy Tartakovsky there.
All right, I missed it.
Yeah, well, it was there, trust me.
Liar.
I'm not rewinding. But yeah, it was just kind of crazy to see how many of the main people he was involved in creating and stuff like that. And the idea, like, I know there's always a lot of like comic backfighting and stuff like that of, oh, well, this person like did a lot of the work and stuff like that. And like this person doesn't get enough of the credit, but Stan Lee was still there. And Stan Lee, the way that he has promoted Marvel and the way he has worked with other people to promote Marvel, like there's a little bit of stuff for Thor, but
just being Stan Lee was
Yeah.
a walking advertisement for Marvel.
That's exactly it. Like he managed to make himself
It sucks.
like an icon.
It sucks that, of course, like all geniuses,
yeah.
everything, all the accolades come way too late.
Yeah.
Like
But-
he was a man way ahead of his time. And
Yeah.
you would think that maybe in his 40s or 50s, this could have happened so he could get all the poontang, all the money, all
For
the,
sure.
I'm sure he got some action though.
No, for sure. But the point I'm trying to make is that I'm recognizing that he didn't do all this on his own. Because like
Yeah, of
people,
course
I
not.
think that a lot of people, because he's the one who's out in the front, and I think it's very much like a Steve Jobs kind of thing where it's like, oh, Steve Jobs, what a genius. I'm like, he didn't do it. Well, he didn't do all of it.
He was on the ground
I was
floor,
like,
but
he
a lot
did-
of people built that fucking
Yeah.
tower, man,
Exactly. And that needs to be recognized. But then at the same time, the way that you got to recognize what Steve Jobs' actual contribution was, you need to recognize that for Stan Lee, because it stretches way further than I created some characters in some old comics in
Right.
the 60s. It stretches it's this brand is able to be this brand that can make its own movies and stuff like that because of him.
Industrial Light and Magic.
So, yeah. amongst
Not Disney
others.
owned at the time, but
No.
coming.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? These guys keep doing our movies for us. We should just own them.
No, actually, they don't
What
own
is Lucas
Industrial
name?
Light. They don't own. They only own Lucasfilm itself,
Oh.
which is just like the film portion of it. I don't believe they actually own
Really?
Industrial Light and Magic. It wasn't like they're both things that were started by George Lucas, but they were separate companies. It's not like there was a subsidiary.
tricky
of-
motherfucker,
Yeah.
eh?
So
The man that created Jar Jar Binks ain't no fucking idiot.
no, hell's no.
Jesus
So-
Christ, you can say that sarcastically. You got 4-something billion. That's on top of what he already made off of those fucking things.
Fuck, man.
And then he still complained.
Yeah.
Take your fucking money and bathe in it.
Yeah, you would never see me again.
Are we going to see anything else from George Lucas? Is it
Oh, no,
is it over from him? Are we going to see
He's-
American Graffiti 2 in space?
He is done. I think after Red Tails didn't do what he hoped it would do, he was just like, yeah, I'm just going to wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah,
then, I think.
fuck it. What the fuck?
Yeah. I always like when you just see something. I like the most vague, like credits. So you're into all these visual effects companies, but one of the things just said senior staff. It's like, well, what? Like senior staff, like everybody is staff. Are these the guys who've worked for you the longest, but maybe they're
No.
janitors?
No, he is even more senior than Donald.
Oh.
So they call him the senior man.
Senior man. Well, that's what I'm getting at is just like, is it like, who are they? Are they the senior animators? Or they could be anybody. They could be literally anybody.
Skywalker Sound.
See, Skywalker Sound, a Lucasfilm limited company. So like if it said that under ILM, then that means that they also own ILM. But they do own
Not
stuff.
Disney.
No, that's
The
what I'm
other
saying.
one.
No, well, it said Lucasfilm owns
I think
Skywalker
they
Sound,
got-
meaning that Disney owns it now.
That's what I was
they
going to
bought
say, because I think I
Lucasfilm.
remember hearing that too, the Skywalker
Yeah.
Sound.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, if we went back and we looked at ILM, if it also says, because I'm not 100% sure on this, but if it also said like a Lucasfilm company underneath, then we know, okay, it is indeed the...
AC/DC, Iron Man 2.
see, in memory of Adam Goldstein,
Oh,
DJ
yeah.
AM.
Yeah, well, that was nice of them.
Yeah. I still don't really understand what the AM
Elon
is.
Musk, but yeah, SpaceX, Elon Musk and Mary Beth Brown.
Yeah, whoever that is.
Cactus Films.
Siegfried Soderbergh.
The O'Reilly Factor. Thank you, O'Reilly. He'll be at the end.
Oh, good God.
They call me the Iron Man. I've been fucking my secretaries for years. There I go. Oh, fuck.
I'll do it live. I'll do it fucking live. This is bullshit.
He was.
Come here. I think that no better sexual harassment, though, is better. What was... I can't remember. Pat something was on... like
Pat Morita.
No. Oh, if only. Let me wax off. But... no, it was that guy with the mustache. It was on like Inside Edition or whatever, and you could hear like you heard his
Yeah. Hey, there's an after
voicemail.
credit scene.
Yes,
Ew.
yeah, this is the this is the thing now.
Oh, yeah.
This after the credit scene was
Is
actually
this the first one?
No, the first one was after Iron Man 1.
Oh.
And then Incredible Hulk had one where General Ross is sitting in a bar dejected after basically, not coming out the winner and that thing, and then Tony Stark comes in and he's like, "What if I told you we were putting a team together?"
Yeah.
Right? So now you get this
We don't
one.
want you on the team. Where's the big green guy?
Mm-hmm. So they make the point. See, you can see the concentric
That's
circles
Thor?
in the thing. Well, we're gonna find out in just a moment, aren't we? But he says earlier in the movie too, because they're like, "Oh, are you leaving?"
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. He's like, "Are you leaving?" And he's like, "Yeah, I'm needed in New Mexico." And then that's when he goes to New Mexico to find
Whoa.
that. That whole sequence was actually directed by Kenneth Branagh as well, because that scene was already
that was Kenneth Branagh.
yeah, because that scene was already being shot for Thor, and they were shooting it at the same time that this one was being done, or at least that it was in post-production. So then they just utilized him. They're like, okay, we're just
Why the hell not?
We'll just throw together a nice little post-credits.
Fucking, well, you
teaser
need one
scene.
now. They're like, man, we need one.
Yeah, well, especially at this point, because it's not like I think that it's a bit of a cheat. Like that old Bond thing where like Bond will be back in and then
Yeah.
they tell you the name of the next movie or whatever. I'm like, that's not great. We know Bond's coming back. I don't care what the title is at this
Yeah.
moment. But
Oh,
that,
you damn it.
but that little thing, and because we were at a point, because I mean these movies were still pretty far apart, like they were at least a year apart. So like you didn't really know what was coming next as far as the Avengers, because I don't even think people were still 100% sure that it was happening.
Right.
Like it was like they're talking a lot about Avengers, but these are all Easter eggs, right? And
Yes.
it's like so they didn't know, and then they start seeing, oh, now we're putting all these pieces together, and you're like, holy shit! Like when you see Thanos for the first time, or any of those types of things, and you're like, oh,
Sit in
fuck.
his big old space chair.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, well that wraps up for this one. As I reminded last time, there's no mini episode next week. We are doing
Nope.
Thor.
Fucking right
So,
we are.
Tune in. Watch a man who was on Australian TV for a while and then just nailed Star Trek and then just nailed Marvel and, put himself on Easy Street for the rest of his life.
Fucking right he did.
And looked good while doing it. Fuck, he's handsome.
Meh.
But, nope.
Whatever.
We're not.
I think that's handsome.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Good looks, big muscles, millions of dollars. Come on.
I don't even care about the money.
Like
I would suck that man for free. All right, guys, we will see you next week. Remember, as always, like and subscribe and rate and comment and all those good things wherever you listen, especially on the Apple Podcasts and things like that. Help us get seen. Get us back up into those top numbers.
Fucking A, man.
Right? And visit us at miscastcommentary.com. Email us podcast@miscastcommentary.com. Come find us on Twitter at miscastpodcast, at JK Finley, at miscasttodd. Do all those things.
All of them.
All of them right now.
Say the same thing over each one.
And I promise you, we will do more Marvel movies.
You promise?
I promise.
But only if they're good, right?
Only if you're good out there.
Or bad.
No.
Or somewhere in the middle.
No, if they aren't good, I'm going to invite you over under the guise of doing the next podcast, and we're going to burn this fucking place to the ground.
All right. Just be bad. Call us bluff.
I am a wash and
Fucking
fire.
trash this place.
I don't care. We got renter's insurance. All right,
Look at
guys.
They probably find this too. Those bastards are
Oh,
so
son
good,
of a
eh?
bitch. No, I feel like
What if
I
your
feel like we're
apartment
never have to worry about that.
accidentally burns down tonight? And then they'll find this tape and they'll be
Yeah.
like, you did it on purpose. You get nothing. You live under the bridge.
well, because this comes out so much earlier than when this is being released that it totally is fine. Because
Oh, okay.
I haven't threatened to do it for at this
Yet.
moment. I threatened.
This is a future threat.
I threatened to do it the week after this one comes out, which is way later. So we're okay. Well, the real concern is if it were to happen during that week at some point.
That's what I meant.
Son of a bitch.
Sure.
Well, I'm gonna go on vacation that week, and then so I've got an alibi.
Yeah, there it is.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.
Later. Thor time.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.
If I want to suck your blood.
What the fuck? That's
No,
Prussian.
it's totally fine. It's fucking Prussian.